Yes, please, folks, please don't forget to like the stream. That'll be very much help me. You'll also notice that at the top of the chat, I pinned a message that is essentially it contains our Discord link if you want to join the Discord. I also put my Venmo up there. If anyone wants to donate, if you don't like donating in stream, you can also just donate through there if you want to. Let's see here. Who else is here? Tiago. Hey, Tiago, another one of the originals here from Portugal. Okay. Um, all right, let's see here. Tiago, we will be reacting to a bunch of things related to the far right, but it will be relaxed. I know. Well, I didn't say it would be relaxed today, but hopefully we'll at least have a little bit of fun, okay? Hopefully it'll be a little bit positive. Macy, another original here. Fantastic. Altiego Brando, will things get better if Trump dies or leaves? Altiego Brando, I wish I knew that question. I will say this. If Trump leaves office or, a miracle occurs and he passes away in office, let's put it that way, things will not get better unless someone gets into power who makes major changes. That is my thought here. I obviously can't be 100% certain, but yeah, we need someone to make major changes. And we're actually going to be looking at some possible progressive candidates that are coming up. Yeah, that would be my general answer here. Historically, you need major changes in a society to fix a lot of things, or at least to slow it down. Okay, Macy, do you see? How dare you, Macy? Macy says, "Did you see? Y'all see on Discord? CR complain he's only gaining 100 followers a day. I didn't know that. I didn't. I thought that it seemed low to me. I didn't. I really have no frame of reference here. Okay, Duck Productions. Welcome back, Duck Productions. I think you've been here before, haven't you, Duck Productions? Oh no, they do. Oh, poor Alyssa. She has to work. Okay. Demosthenes. Hey, Demosthenes. I hope you like that soundtrack, Demosthenes. I know you're a fellow gamer. I know a lot of folks in here are fellow gamers. I kind of chose a gamey type soundtrack for the waiting screen there. Jonas, hello, Jonas. Jonas is back as well. Another original. Demosthenes, of course, being original as well. Toya. Hey, Toya. Another original here. Alan W. Perfect. Alan W. We're going to be watching a compilation that Alan W. made, which is going to be fantastic. K. Altiego Brando, will things get better in America? Now, Altiego Brando, so it kind of goes back to what I was previously saying. It absolutely could get better. Right now, it's not looking too good, but if we make major reforms, if we push for major reforms, after the Mango Mussolini is gone, if he's gone, okay, or if there were theoretically some sort of massive uprising, yes, things could get better. I don't know though. I don't know. I can't be sure. Duck Productions, watching this while on my cultural geography class. Fun day so far. That is fantastic. I love cultural geography, Duck. You know I have a degree in history and a degree in anthropology. Love anthropology, cultural geography, stuff like that. Okay. What else here? Pizza's here. Hey, Pizza. Um, Meowzord, welcome, Meowzord. Meowzord says casual or unhinged stream today. It'll a combo of both, Meowzord. I think you can probably guess that. Okay, it's gonna be a little unhinged and a little casual. Tiago, okay, I already said hello. Winter Linde's here. Hello, Winter Linde. Welcome back, Winter Linde. Another original here. I agree, Macy. Convict them all of treason. Okay. Yeah, Long Beach Dragon. If that happens, we get Vance, so it could easily get worse. Absolutely. That's the thing. After this regime falls, whether it be Vance, Trump, whatever, we need major changes because if this does end, unless we make the major changes, it'll just happen again. Alan W. He's going to live forever. I gave up on that idea when he looked the exact same after Labor Day. I know, right, Alan W. That's for sure. Okay. Sycophant's gonna sycophant. Yep, Meowzord. Yep. Pizza. Maybe this is a pointless thought process, but I sometimes find myself wondering: did he ever have empathy, humanity, or empathy ever? I suspect not. Pizza. Now it's interesting though. He does seem to have empathy for his daughter and obviously his family members. So it's a selective empathy, but yeah, I don't think he did. Or it may have just been kind of pushed out of him from his childhood. I don't know. 8-bit jester, right, to Austin. Yeah, Sir Bartholomew. Hello, Sir Bartholomew. Um, Meowzor, pizza, interesting question. I'd say as a child before a sociopath. Okay, well, that's basically what I said. So I think Meowzor made it a little better there. Uh, there you go, Demosthenes. It will be unhinged casual. It'll be a casual unhingedness in the stream today. Okay. Um, I agree, Macy. We should do a stream on that. I can do that. Long Beach Dragon, that's actually a fair point. It's not empathy for his daughter, it's lust. Yeah, some of the weird comments he's made about his daughter, it's really gross. Really, really gross. So, yeah, he is strange that way. Oh, guys, I just saw we got 2 super chats. Thank you. If we get one more, I'll put on the collar. Long Beach Dragon says, we have to be sure to smash the like and the goal. Thank you, Long Beach Dragon. Yes, folks. I know it's not updating, but if we get one more super chat, I'll put on the collar. If we get and then if we get well, we'll figure it out after we get there. I'll put on makeup, and then I'll also extend the length of the stream if we get enough. I think that's a good idea. I think that was Alan's idea. Macy, did you see my suggestion for an intro in Discord? I did not, Macy. I'll take a look at that. A song, something to look at. Yeah, I didn't see it, but I'll take a look. Okay, guys. All right, guys. So again, one more super chat. I'll put on the gesture collar, etc. Let's get started, shall we? The new what new horrors await us? Okay, fantastic. Um, okay, guys. So the first thing we're gonna do, I have a first. Thank you, Demosthenes. Oh gosh, this is going fast. All right, thank you, Demosthenes. Thumbs up, Demosthenes. Yep. Okay. Well, there we go. Caller already. So I have a few things I wanted to show you, folks, that I thought you might find interesting. Uh, Let me put on the collar first. Kind of messing it up here at the moment. There we go. Oh god, looks like there's blood on that side, but it's just makeup from before. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. Woo! Okay. Um, oh yeah, I'll take a look, Macy. I'll take a look. Okay. So I'm gonna start another goal now. I have a couple things I wanted to show you. I didn't mention that in the title of the stream, but I thought you would all find these things interesting. I know Alan, definitely Alan being sort of our resident Middle Eastern expert here. Um, so let me reset the goal here. We will do it this way. Remove the goal, remove it. So I'm thinking that if we get 5 super chats, I'll put on the makeup. And if we get 10, I will extend the stream by another hour because normally I go for about 2.5 hours. So that might be a good way to do it. Um, oh, you know what? No wonder it wasn't picking it up. I had the wrong setting there. Okay, so makeup, jester makeup. Okay, there we go. Okay, jester makeup. All right, start that goal. All right. Um, Thank you, Demosthenes, again. All right, so there we go, guys. All right, so uh, all right, so a few things I wanted to show you slash talk about just to kind of get us rolling here. First of all, yesterday I was on stream on Twitch for a while without with just a few people. Alan was there. J Mac was there. I think who else was there? Meowzord stopped by briefly. And I talked a little bit about when I was working, the school I worked at. One of the reasons I left that school was because of all the pro-Israel propaganda that was there all the time. They even invited a member of the IDF to come speak to the students. It made me lose my mind. And I actually took some of the propaganda with me. They were giving it out to students. And I just wanted to show you it real fast, okay? Um, if you see here, this is, I don't know if you can see it very well. It says Israel 101 on it, okay? And I just want to show you this is the kind of stuff that kind of pro-Israel propaganda that goes around. And it is by an organization called Stand With Us, which is a pro-Israel organization that does propaganda for the Israeli government. And again, this was free for students at the school. I just wanted to show you a few things here, just to give you some of the example. This is the first page here, shows an image of the Middle East. You guys can't see it very well. You know what? Let me show. You know what I'll do is I'll take the camera down and I'll try to show it to you that way so you can actually see it. Messing up everything. Okay. Uh, All right, let's do this. So, as you can see here, right, this is a regional map, and they attempt to make Israel appear like this tiny little innocent state surrounded by enemies. Okay. And there's a little side note here. Yep, Hasbara. Absolutely, Mr. Justin. That's exactly what this is. I know I'm not doing this very well, but if you see here, there's a little thing that says number of countries by religious majority. And of course, they show there's only one Jewish state in the world, okay? Trying to illustrate that there's sad little innocent Israel. Um, and they even have a map comparison showing the size of Israel compared to other different countries. And it should be noted, folks, I'm sure many of you know this, that Israel is an extremely powerful state. Size doesn't matter in this case. Okay, like it has nuclear weapons. It is a massive military power. It can dominate, essentially, can dominate the Middle East. So this is essentially, and then the fact that they have all these other countries in green trying to show Israel's outnumbered. These are different countries. It's not like they're one continuous unit fighting against Israel. Okay, it is just, yeah. So yeah, and some other things here, like there's a bunch of really bad history in here talking about Zionism. um, you have some history on here, the evolution of the region, etc. And restoring the Georgetown. I'm trying to find one page in particular here. Um, okay, so also the color red is commonly used to provoke fear in people and a sense of agitation. It is well known in psychology that using that red color is a way of producing a negative response in people. So they have listed here like all the red. By the way, my nail polish is horrific. I tried to put it on yesterday. I'll put more on today, and it's a really bad color. But anyway, they have all the red things marked that they call terrorist attacks. Okay. And if I were to go over here, I'm trying to find the other page here that I thought was super interesting. There's a lot about the United States talking about how Israel has tried for peace efforts. And another thing here, I'm trying to find it. Here we go. So remember how I said the color red? As a matter of fact, teachers these days are taught not to use red colored pen because um, red colored pen because like it causes an anxiety response in people. So this page that lists different what they call terrorist groups, and yeah, some of them are terrorist groups, but again, yeah, okay, you could also say that some of them are resistance movements, regardless. Um, so you can see here all these red. These are naming different terrorist, quote unquote, terrorist organizations that are quote unquote targeting Israel, and then they say terrorist wars against Israel. So again, this is Hasbara. This is basically there's a page here talking about how Israel's one of the best democracies in the world, et cetera, et cetera. Um, okay, so just wanted to show this to all of you. I will say. They also talk about how Arabs in Israel are treated really well. um, and back here, and this is the most important part, okay? This is Hasbara 101. Each of these are sections that are teaching the people to read it how to argue with people who are speaking badly about Israel. So it says, like, this is the argument you will hear. This is how you dismantle that argument. And there's a bunch of sections here, okay? So this is the kind of crap I was faced with on a daily basis. So I thought you'd all find that kind of interesting. If maybe Alan could give some insight on this. I know Alan knows a lot about Middle East and stuff, but I thought you all might kind of find that interesting. Okay. Oh gosh, I need to fix my camera now. Whoops. I'll put that up a bit. Okay. So just a little interesting thing. There, thought you'd all understand. There you go, Alan. Yep. The birthright trips. Absolutely. Okay. So let me one other thing I wanted to show you all before we get into the main content here. I have a bunch of artifacts and crap lying around. I wanted to show you a couple things here. And maybe Winter Linde can help me with this. Because although I can speak German, sometimes I have trouble. It is Mr. Justins. It is. I have trouble sort of translating stuff. Um, Okay, so I'm gonna show you. You're gonna see a swastika. I'm just gonna warn everyone. I don't want it to hurt. Okay, so I'm gonna be very careful with this. But my grandfather brought back a bunch of items from Europe after he fought there. I'm gonna back up a little bit so that you can see it better. This is one of the items he brought back. Okay, now What this is, if I were to open it more, I'm trying to be very careful here. Okay. If I were to flip it over this way, well, I think it actually goes the other way. Regardless, you'll see on here, it actually has some words on it. Um, and it's like I said, it's falling apart. I'm trying to be careful with it. It says, ein letzter Gruß, which, and maybe if Winterlinde's here, you could tell me Winterlinde. I believe that means a final farewell. Okay. And this is something that not the Nazis would have put on a funerary like wreath in order to celebrate a fallen soldier or not or maybe Nazi official, we're not sure. But this is an example of Nazi memorabilia, I guess you could not memorabilia, an artifact that my grandfather captured. I just wanted to show it to all of you. I'm going to put it away. I just don't want to keep it out too long because it is kind of falling apart. But I have other stuff too. I'll show you eventually. So just those two things to start with that I thought you'd all find interesting. Okay, and it kind of goes along with the Hasbara. Anyway, okay. So folks, let me see what people have been saying here in chat. Um, if we get what is it? If we get $20 more or 4 more super chats, I'll put on the makeup. Um, okay, let's see what we got here. I see a bunch of I will, Tiago. I'm going to be very careful with it. Um, Alan W. They literally reject the idea that Arab Jews exist. I know. Oh, I know. Yeah, they don't get treated well. I really should, Demosthenes. I actually do have gloves. I forgot to bring them down here. I should have handled it with gloves. Have a bunch of other stuff too that my grandfather captured. I think I showed you all the Luftwaffe hat and stuff. Um, okay. Uh, so let's see here. I could be wrong here, but Pizza says I could be wrong here, but I kind of just feel the main conflict is that Israel just kind of moved in on Palestine and claimed it was theirs in the 1940s, even though there are people there. Yep. Pizza, it's honestly, I think I've said this before, folks. It drives me crazy when and you're right, Pizza, and people will say it's a complex issue. It's a complex issue. Okay, yeah, if you go back and look historically, yeah, the series of events are complex because there's so many of them, but the issue itself is very simple. And it's kind of a distraction when people say it's complex. It's what happens is, okay, if you push people off their land violently, they will be prone to resist. I don't know what else to say. That's a pretty obvious thing, okay? And especially if you push them off their land violently, force them to live in a giant open air prison and control their water, electricity, and don't allow them to have their own government, and also militarize their everyday lives where they have to go through checkpoints all the time, it's gonna radicalize people, okay? I it is not that difficult to understand what's happening over there. It is settler colonialism oppressing a group, which is causing a response, which you might expect. Um, 'Kay. So just be aware of that, okay? Duck Duck Productions, my cultural geography assignment is about the history of the 5 major world religions. Super interesting, Duck Duck Productions. Tell me what you learn if you learn anything interesting there. I think the history of the largest 5 religions is super interesting. Um, um, no, yeah, Jonas, you're right. Okay, there are Jewish people all over the place, and they don't they yeah they share the same religion, but they have different backgrounds, right? They're not just like any other group of humans. They're not a monolith. But the Israeli government is consistently trying to make it appear as though the Jewish people are a monolithic entity, which is bad because that will cause anti-Semitism. It's bad for people. Okay. Um, all right. Uh, Hello, Lost Legacy. We are just right now, we're talking a little bit about some Israeli propaganda I was showing, and then we're going to be looking at some new progressives here. Um, so, yeah. Uh, and by the way, going back to what Jonas said here, this is what this kind of stuff is attempting to do. The Israeli government is trying to make all Jews everywhere feel like a monolith. And luckily, many of them do not fall into that. Some of my greatest heroes, my favorite academics, intellectuals are Jewish, and they are anti-Zionism. So, but the Israeli government will always push out propaganda all over the world to try and connect people. And it's about power. They want more population and things like that. Okay, um, so let's see here. Let's see here. All right, let me go got here. I have a donation. Oh, thank you, Tiago. Yes, thank you, Tiago. Sorry, Tiago, for the donation here. Thank you for the donation, Tiago. Check your private Discord for related content. Okay, I shall. I will do that. I will definitely do that, Tiago. Thank you for that, Tiago. Folks, if we get what I say, I think I said, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. If I get what I say, three more super chats, I will four more super chats or $20. I will put on I'll put on some makeup. Okay. Let's see here. Um, uh, yep. Lost legacy Zionism. Okay, lost legacy. I remember Joe Biden explicitly saying he was a Zionist. Yeah, he was. He was. He was kind of an ideological Zionist in a lot of ways. Um, yeah, right, Mr. Justins. Yep. You're absolutely right, Mr. Justins. And look, if you read through this document here, you see a lot of that, Mr. Justins. The making it appear as though there is sort of a supremacist idea there. Um, okay. So let's get on to this next thing here. I'm going to check. Let me check something real fast. Okay. uh, that's pretty funny, Tiago. Okay, I'm just gonna put this up here. Tiago sent this to me. Um, so when this is what this is. Well, let me make sure to put the stream here. Um, so this is propaganda from. You say, Tiago, this is from the when Portugal had a dictatorship, essentially. You can see here, this is another attempt. Like, look, poor little Portugal, so small compared to the countries around it. This is very classic. Germany did the same thing. The Nazis did the same thing. They tried to present Germany as this little weak country that was surrounded by enemies. And this is very classic authoritarian propaganda. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Lost Legacy. And especially right now, people like, is it not Ben Gavir, the other one, the other lunatic fascist pig that needs to be that should be guillotined, is uh oh, I see what you're saying. I didn't really look at it that closely, Tiago. You're right. You're right. He's trying to, because they controlled all. I see what you're saying, because they controlled all of that, trying to be like, look how big we are. That makes sense. Okay. All right, you guys. So let me get on to the next thing here. So Alan was kind enough to make a bit of a was nice enough to make a sort of compilation of, I think, 3 or 4 videos introducing some upcoming progressive candidates. I don't know really who any of these people are. I have been very bad at looking at upcoming progressive candidates. So these might be people you want to support if you're if you like what you see, or if you want to do more research on them. Of course, these are you can never be totally sure based off what politicians say, but yeah. But let's watch it together. We'll see what they're advocating for, etc. Um, okay. So let's go here. Let me make sure the sound is good. Okay, let's go.
We need a little bit more of that Michigan grit and values in Washington.
We've got to fight back hard against Trump and Musk with a hell of a lot more
right,
than
Tiago.
paper paddles and broken promises.
Thank you, Macy.
Abdul El-Sayed is running for U.S. Senate in Michigan. Detroit's former top health official is aiming to replace outgoing Democratic Senator Gary Peters.
The 40-year-old is not a newcomer to politics. He ran in 2018 to become the Great Lakes State's
Sorry, I'm just
governor.
folks, I'm going to answer Mr. Justin's here. It's a good question. Do you think America will ever allow any third party? Let's put it this way, Mr. Justin. I don't know. I think that if we make the reforms we need, yes. But as of right now, I don't see that happening. But that's why we need major reforms. Yeah.
But ultimately lost. All eyes will be on Michigan next year, as it's poised to be a prime pickup opportunity. El-Sayed has already earned the endorsement of Senator Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, Mr. Justin.
Joining us now is Democratic candidate Abdul El-Sayed. Welcome to Rising.
Abdul El-Sayed, okay.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be with you all.
Great to have you. Why don't you start by telling us why you have decided to run for Senate?
Look, it just shouldn't be this hard to live in the most powerful country in the history of the world. It shouldn't be this hard to afford your groceries or see a doctor without worrying about going into medical debt. It shouldn't be this hard to take a big deep breath or drink your water without worrying about whether or not what's going into your body is going to make you sicker rather than give you health. It shouldn't be this hard to look up from your phone because some massive $1 trillion corporation is spending billions of dollars to make sure that you keep looking and not looking your loved ones and your family in the eye. All of these things shouldn't be that hard. And the reason they are is because we have a politics that have been devastated by corporations and billionaires and oligarchs in ways that have our government working for them rather than working for us. And I think right now we see the worst of that in Donald Trump. We've got to.
Alan, would you tell me, do we know, is this gentleman accepting is he accepting only small dollar donations? Is he accepting any like corporate PACs or anything? I'm guessing not. But just a question. Well, maybe they'll talk about it.
Stand up and fight back against them. But we also got to remember what we fight for. And I've been in public service in Michigan here for nearly 10 years. And what people are telling me, whether you're in Flint or Detroit, or you're up north in the Upper Peninsula, people are talking about what you fight for, whether or not you can build an economy that works for working people, make it easier to start a small business, whether or not they can afford housing or
go see a doctor Legacy. I will do that.
We got to fight back, Legacy. But we also have to fight for
Thank you for the super chat.
That works for folks. That's the work that I've been doing my whole career.
Oh my God, he is speaking my language. Yes, we need to fight back, and we need to fight for a better future. Right? He's walking. I mean, he's talking the talk. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Alan. So this guy, folks, does not accept any corporate money, does not accept any wealth money, does not accept any any PAC money. He only accepts small dollar donations. And remember what I say, it's important to follow the money. You are much more likely to have a candidate that'll do the will of the people if they don't accept massive donations. And this is one of those people.
I rebuilt the health department, restructured another one, done things like erased medical debt for 300,000 people, $700 million worth, put Narcan in over 100 locations in Michigan's largest, most diverse county, built an air quality monitoring network so folks could hold polluters accountable. I think these are the kinds of things we want our government to deliver for us, and I'm hoping to do that in the U.S. Senate.
Well, Dr. El-Sayed, as the former top health official in your state, I don't have to tell you that healthcare and the Make America Healthy Again movement has occupied a central place in a lot of people's minds recently. Tell us what you make of what the secretary has described as an urgent need to take fluoride out of water, his take on vaccines, and how much is healthcare playing a role in what you're selling to the people of Michigan?
When you guys hear here, I'm going to turn it down. That's fair, Duck Productions. I turned it up to 1.25 speed, but I'll put it down to normal because it is kind of hard to see. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I really appreciate the question. I literally wrote the book on Medicare for All. I think there's a huge trust gap that we've seen when it comes to healthcare. I'll give you an example from the pandemic. People living in America right now, if you need insulin, you worry about where you're going to get your next vial because we've seen the price of it go up and up and up. And then all of a sudden in this pandemic, you've got folks coming to you with a medication that didn't exist a year ago for a disease you don't have when they've been missing on providing you a medication for a disease you have, medication you know you need that's been out of reach for you. And so that trust gap that develops when y'all show up on the problems you think are problems versus showing up on the problems that we think are problems has been exploited by people like RFK. There are a lot of things that I actually agree with RFK on in terms of the nature of the problem. I agree that we need to do something about ultra-processed foods. I agree that we need to take on the food corporations that have devastated our food environment. I agree that healthcare should be about our well-being and not the well-being of a pharmaceutical CEO's back pocket because their stock price is going up. I agree with those things. But the problem is this. Every single situation when it comes to pain in our society, what you've seen out of Trump and his acolytes has been an exploitation of the problem to deliver solutions that tend to be self-serving or ham-fisted or chaotic. And
a lost legacy, would you clarify that? I'm not. So a lost legacy says some have been saying this is the Democratic Tea Party we're going through at the moment, and I think they're right. What do you mean by that, lost legacy? I'm honestly just asking. Can you be that they're sort of popular? Are you talking about progressives being like populist, kind of like the Tea Party was? Yeah, because that's a really interesting thing. That's a really interesting point. I'm just curious what you mean exactly.
When it comes to RFK, it's exactly the same. I think his diagnosis of the problems are right, but I think he's been known to exploit.
Oh, is that what he means, Alan? Okay, is that what you mean? Is that what you mean there? Lost legacy is that they're sort of taking over the party, the progressives, because I hope so. I hope that's the case. Macy, I think we libs, blues, anti-Trumps need to be more vocal about where the heck are all of these logical and knowledgeable candidates in the past. Were they hidden from us, or are they just new to now? Honestly, I think it's a combination of both, Macy. I think they were hidden from us because they couldn't get the financing, and the internet has made it so they're also more visible. There's a bunch of things that go into that. He means okay, Sir Bartholomew. Um, what I mean is that the lost legacy. Um, that's fair, lost legacy. Okay, I see what you're saying. Sorry, I was reading what Sir Bartholomew said here. Is voting really going to help if the president doesn't uh, give a yeah, I get you, about the Constitution or the rule of law? What's stopping him from polling full Palpatine? Nothing. Yeah, Sir Bartholomew, nothing is. This is why it is a big problem. Now, I know I keep advocating for reform. Obviously, it'd be illegal for me to advocate for anything else on live stream, but it may very well be the case that you're right, and that that it might be too late. Uh, so I'm not quite sure what else to add to that. But yeah, okay. Nothing's really stopping him, Sir Bartholomew, except for us. So at the very least, the populace should be fighting back more. Yeah, okay. Lost legacy. What I mean is that the typical liberals have been radicalized in the past few years, like the conservatives in the early 2010s. That's fair, lost legacy. Okay, Bernie opened the door, Quashable twice. No, an ideology better than liberalism, whether it's democratic, social. Yeah, I see what you're saying, lost legacy. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. And this always happens when there's economic struggles and stuff. There is a radicalization of the political spectrum towards the right and the left. So, like the Tea Party was an example of that. That was sort of an early manifestation of that. A lot more people becoming progressive socialist and moving to the left there is a left wing example of that. And unfortunately, in these situations, those become your two options. Okay, you either go with the fascists or you go with the more left wing people, because you cannot stay in the center in these situations. If you do, like I always say, the fascists will walk all over you. So these folk, like people like Abdul Al Sayed, are sort of, if we think voting will be the way to fix things, uh, are the hope. Okay, uh, okay. Uh, Altiego Brando, what did I say? There's been a lot of people saying that we shouldn't blame Trump. Well, yeah, I mean, exactly. This is, to an extent, you're right, Altiego Brando, because this has been going on before Trump. A lot of these problems um, were go way before Trump. Trump has just made it much worse. Okay, yeah, absolutely, Demosthenes. I couldn't have phrased it better, Demosthenes. Trump is a symptom of the decay, but the decay was already happening. Fascism is a natural result of a society in crisis. The society was already in crisis. Trump is the result of that, which is why I keep saying we need major reforms, because unless we change the underlying decay, we will keep getting fascists. Um, okay, people though the left Lost Legacy, people thought the left Tea Party was happening in 26, but the base wasn't there yet. You're right, Lost Legacy. And this kind of sounds dark, but as things have been getting worse and worse and worse, I have seen more people moving over to that side of things. So it's very possible that um, as things get worse, more and more people will see the light. Um, yeah, we absolutely need to drain the swamp, Macy. Obviously, not in the way Trump says. Okay. Trump failed. Ha ha ha. The left is heading towards Marxism, and that's getting me harder than a diamond. I got you. Trump failed. Okay, I got you. I feel it the same way. Um, Long Beach Dragon, I don't blame Trump personally. I'm sorry, folks. I know I stopped the video here, but these are great comments. I don't blame Trump personally, but rather the entire movement. The thing is the center shifted to the sides. So what was once fringe is now radical because Trump would endorse anything for publicity. That is very true. Okay, that is very true. Though admittedly, Long Beach Dragon, you can kind of see the beginning of the politicalization of these things with Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin was sort of the canary in the coal mine. If anyone remembers Sarah Palin, um, so like this has been going on for a long time, and Trump absolutely is an ideological blank slate. He is not an ideologue. He's just in it for Trump. Now the people around him kind of make him do things that are ideological, but I am more scared of someone like, for example, Tucker Carlson being in charge. But yeah, this is complicated. Yeah, you're right, Alan. Okay, guys. I'll keep playing this. This is all really good comments.
Those problems and the mistrust that exists out there to sell what has ultimately been snake oil. I mean, somebody in the midst of a measles epidemic that you have to convince to say that the MMR vaccine is safe and effective and the best single way to protect yourself from measles, it shouldn't take convincing. Similarly, when it comes to fluoride, the issue is not fluoride in the water. Like if you're serious about IQ, which he seems to say he's serious about, then maybe bring back the lead program that they shuttered at the CDC. That, by the way, in Milwaukee, and when they've got a lead problem in schools, they can't seem to get a real answer from the CDC because they shut down that program. So it's the right problems, the wrong solutions. And that's the same thing that you've seen in Trump. He was able to exploit a lot of folks' economic pain to get elected so that he could tank the global economy and then deliver a.
By the way, Nazis did the exact same thing. Now, during the Great Depression in Germany, there was a big problem, right? The wealthy had too much, everyone else didn't have enough, and people were suffering greatly. And so the Nazis identified the correct that they solved the problem, but then their solution for that was to go after the Jews. So again, that is political manipulation where you identify the problem, but then the solutions you offer don't help anything. Okay. So yeah.
Stock tip to his billionaire buddies who made $300 billion when he finally pulled back on his devastating use of tariffs. So unfortunately, right problems, wrong solutions with these guys.
Keeping on this theme of the health issues in America, one I think challenge for democratic governance is a loss of trust in institutions and in many Democratic leaders of states in terms of how COVID was handled, in terms of the policies of lockdown, schools being closed for too long, conflicting and.
Oh, Toya, you're after my heart here, Toya. Toya says, I'm not trying to be ironic or mean, but my understanding of libs versus Dems in relationship with Israel, would Kamala be in the same situation? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, I don't know. She might have been slightly better. Like she may have done lip service to some things, but she would have been pro-Israel all the way. It's a big problem. It's a very big problem. So.
Contradictory guidance on masks and mandates and all of that sort of thing. I know a lot of our viewers at Rising are very animated about what they would consider to be COVID overreach and a distrust of elites and Democrats, particularly for that reason.
Right, lost legacy.
What are your thoughts on this subject? This is something RFK Jr. Taps into as well, and I don't, personally agree with everything he has to say on this subject, certainly, but I have also come away, over the last few years with more distrust of experts and elite consensus on health issues because of what I saw happen I'm actually a resident formerly of Michigan. Michigan is my home state. And I was really horrified by how many things were shut down for so long, include outdoor spaces, mandates, all of
it. I don't understand the people who are horrified by that. Yeah, Doug on the left, welcome to chat. Doug on the left, you're right, okay? But I think, and I could be wrong, to be honest, she may have just been more open about it, Doug. She might have just been openly Zionist, openly pro mass murder and slaughter. But I suspect that because of the pressure she was receiving during her campaign about this, she may have been more quiet about it. She might have paid lip service to caring about the lives of Palestinians or wanting peace. But it is possible she would have just been out in the open about it. Very possible. Yeah, you're right, Lost Legally. I believe she would consider the pitiful pilgrimage to the wall. Yep, she'd probably visit Israel or something. Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Look, I certainly understand why folks are frustrated about the COVID postscript. I don't want to lose sight of the fact that that 1.5 million people died of COVID-19. This was a terrible tragedy brought on by a virus. Now, the hard part about this is this. We have now all the information we need. We fully characterize this virus. We understand what we're dealing with. And we can look back and say,
Long Beach Dragon, thank you. Long Beach Dragon says a large part of what contributed to the lockdowns being so long was people kept violating them, causing the virus to spread further and more rapidly, requiring more response. It drove me crazy how upset people were. Like, think about how inconsiderate and bordering on sociopathic you have to be, like, to be willing to risk all of your fellow citizens' lives by going out during these things. And it also shows how sort of pampered so many Americans are, that they feel that they how they need to be pleased and have and be enjoying every moment of every day, right? It's like sometimes you need to make sacrifices for the good of the whole, but we have to live in such an individualistic society. People completely forget about the good of all people, and it drives me crazy. Other countries, like if you were in Japan, or even China, like there would be a completely different response because they have more collectivist ideas of things. It drives me crazy. Uh, 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 Demosthenes, I think. Oh, Tiago, there's a tremendous amount of pressure to continue to support Israel. Yep, there is. Demosthenes, I think that even if a president was against the relationship, um, uh, there would be behind the scenes pressure and maneuvering to make them a lame duck. Yeah, probably Demosthenes, probably. But I would say that that's why we need someone who's willing to use the bully pulpit, a strong president who doesn't give a shit about that, which is very hard to find. Um, okay. Okay, let's continue.
There were mistakes that were made about what would have been most effective by balancing.
Oh, Alan, I guess Abdul Al-Said is already endorsed by Bernie Sanders. Thank you for that, Alan. That's amazing. Um, that's amazing.
All of the other pieces that we should be considering whenever
Correct,
you
toy.
engage in a public health intervention. What is the
Right,
impact going
lost
to be on
legacy.
the most vulnerable people in our society? What's the impact going to be on our economy? And those are important questions to take seriously. I will also say that we are engaging in a bit of Monday morning quarterbacking. I think what we assume is that this was about public health leaders trying to take power, for their own sake. And I worry that might not actually be giving them the full credit of the situation they were in. A lot of us were looking at a scenario where we had a virus that had never been seen before, that had come out of a country where they were not being completely transparent about the
Yep.
situation, trying to protect people at a time when thousands of people were dying every day. Our hospitals in big cities were being overrun by the virus. And in that situation, it's really, really difficult to make decisions that are going to
Yeah,
consider
lost
all of the
legacy.
long-term impact of choices. Now, I think we've learned a
I
lot
love this
about how
guy.
to handle.
And I know I'm so Alan, I feel bad because I keep pausing this, but Chad is making some great points. Um, all right. Yes, okay, guys, I'm sorry. You guys are brilliant. Like I couldn't phrase any of this stuff better. You're right, Tiago. A lockdown requires unity and working together. Jonas says a problem is a lot of Americans only care about their own freedom and rights and a complete regard for other people. Zionists are the same. 100%, Jonas. One of my big projects when I was a teacher and now is to build humanity amongst people, make people recognize the humanity of everyone and to identify themselves first as humans, okay, rather than being I'm an American, I'm an Israeli, I'm Russian, okay. We should first identify ourselves as human, and then all the other categories we can put after that. Okay. Oh, you're totally right, pizza. Oh my God, you guys, you're so right. Yeah, Lost Legacy, it's one hell of a task, but there is no other way. And this is why, folks, I keep saying this, like it won't be easy. I mean, and from my now again, I do not have a monopoly on truth here, but from my knowledge of history, the only way we have is a very difficult way of massive reform. And there are many ways to accomplish that. Some I can't mention on stream. Others will require a lot of organizing and work and things like that. But we have to have that. That's the only solution that will fix this issue we're having. Um, so, okay. Um, okay. Pizza. It's the same story with people not washing their hands after using the bathroom. People think they have no responsibility to the safeties of others. Yeah, yeah. First step to fixing a problem is acknowledging a problem exists. Absolutely, Demosthenes. This is why kind of what I know I keep talking about myself. I don't mean to self-aggrandize here, but what I'm doing here is a teach-in. It's a form of nonviolent resistance where I'm trying to get people to acknowledge a problem exists. I know all of you know this, but for anyone else who comes into chat who doesn't know, we need to acknowledge that there's a problem, and then we need to find the solution. A quick example, Tiago, Portugal participates more in Amnesty International incentives than America. Not proportionally, but real numbers. I totally believe that. I believe that. Hey, Krishna, welcome from Twitch. Yeah, I do have a monopoly, Tiago. Lost Legacy. It took the business class 30 years to shrug off the New Deal era, and it will probably take us longer, but future generations deserve something better. 100% Lost Legacy. 100%. Okay. All right, guys.
Pandemics from that situation. But I don't want us to be playing Monday morning quarterback here, in the sense that we assume that they then had all the information we now might have. I think that coming out of this experience, moving forward, I think what we really need is governance that we can trust. It's really hard to
I
disaggregate
love
a
this
lot of
guy.
what came out of the COVID
Love it.
pandemic from who the president was at the time. I think had you had a president where
Guys, just okay, so listen to what Abdul Al Said is saying. And Jonas is actually saying something here. And you all know I'm an atheist, but let me just read what Jonas said here, okay? My favorite surah in the Quran is we have honored and dignified the children of Adam. Therefore, we should act with honor and treat others with dignity. I want you to think about this. A lot of the progressive candidates that are out there are Muslims. All right? Not all of them, okay? I'm just saying, uh, I'm saying this because I'm sick of the Islamophobia I hear out there, right? Like a lot of these folks are, I don't even know if Abdullah Saeed is a Muslim. I guess I'm stereotyping based off his name, but like the idea of human dignity, okay, that all people are human. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Meowsword, I posted a vid, Why Trump's Evil, and the teacher says the biggest transgression, the more they feel connected. That's very possible. Yeah, that's actually a really good point, Meowsword. I'll take a look at that. Oh, I know, Lost Legacy. I wish Bernie had been elected. Okay,
you knew that this man was taking
okay,
account
Alan.
of the
He is
evidence
Muslim.
and was putting Americans' lives and well-being up front rather than his political prospects because of the stock market up front, then I think folks would have been able to have a lot more trust in public officials. I think the
Yep.
fact that we had such unstable, rickety, ham-handed, self-serving leadership at the time made it so that underneath there was a lot of disagreement about what to do. Everything got politicized. And what happens when things get politicized is that people tuck into their specific corners. You saw a red state approach and a blue state approach. And what we all want is a scientific approach. And so, thinking about what we've learned from the pandemic, I really want us to be ready for the next one, which is to say, let's take all the evidence from this one and make sure we're ready to go if something like this were to ever happen again. I'm worried, though, right, that right now, again, under the Trump administration, you're seeing a gutting of public health institutions in a time where you have a massive measles outbreak that's growing, a disease that we had thought we'd eradicated a
Yep.
long time ago. And
Hmm.
you've got diseases like H5N1 that could, in fact, go human to human. And so this is not the time to pull back entirely from public health. This is the time to
Yeah.
lean in
Yep.
and integrate the lessons that we learned from the last one so we can do it better next time if something like that were to happen again.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We really appreciate that perspective, especially from a health professional. We really appreciate you joining the show today.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, folks. So he's in Michigan. Abdul Al Said is in Michigan. If anyone is in Michigan, maybe take a look at this guy. Love his message here. Okay, let's go on to the next one. We got more. Guys, your chats are, you guys are on fire today. Uh, why evil triumphs? Okay, yeah. Mr. Justins, I love the Quran. Not gonna lie. After I did some research, it's crazy how much we demonize them. Yeah. Yep. And folks, and again, you all know this. But I'm going to repeat myself. Every religion has radical elements to it, okay? And you're more likely to get radical elements to it. There are even Buddhist radicals who commit murder and stuff. And by the way, if you take a group of people and you abuse them and slaughter them and do horrible things to them, you're going to get more radicalization. So again, yeah, every religion does this. There are Christian radicals. The Ku Klux Klan is a radical Christian organization. We never frame it that way, but they're Christian terrorists. So yeah. All right. Right, pizza. Me too. Some of my best friends, well, one of my best friends, I should say, is Muslim. Yeah, a pizza says, right. Every single Middle Eastern Muslim person I've met is super nice for the most part. Are there jerks? Obviously. But there isn't all. Yeah, because they're human beings, right? Right, pizza. You know that. I know you know that. I'm just saying, like, yeah, every group has assholes. Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay. Um, Lost Legacy. Oh, Tiago, just for perspective, Bernie is like our center right. Yeah, I know. Compared to a lot of countries, he's not that far left. To compare with Portuguese politics, yeah, okay. Lost legacy. It's hilarious that Republicans call Kamala socialist and communist for wanting groceries, proving meanwhile Trump is taking stakes out of companies for the government. Yep. I know, right? Okay. Okay, guys. Let's go on to the next video here. Thank you again, Alan, for that. This one is why I'm running for
Donald Trump and
Congress.
Elon Musk.
This is her. Folks, forgive me. I'm going to totally slaughter her last name. Hopefully, she'll say it so I don't have to. Illinois. So this is Illinois, folks. And this is Illinois. Kat Abu Ghazala. We'll see if she pronounces it. All right. Let me just quickly check here, folks. Make sure I didn't miss any super chats or anything. Thank you, Sir Bartholomew. Thank you for the super chat. See vis pacem parabellum. When the illusion of democracy wears off, don't be caught off guard. Sir Bartholomew, you always have the best quotes. It's like, you're going right after my heart there, Sir Bartholomew. Thank you very much for the super chat. Folks, if we get 2 more super chats, I'll put on the makeup, okay? All right. So let's watch Kat here.
Are dismantling our country piece by piece. And so many Democrats seem content to just sit back and let them. So I say it's time to drop the excuses and grow a fucking spine. I'm Kat Abou-Ghazaleh, and I'm running for Congress in Illinois' 9th District. Unfortunately, this party has become one where you have to look to the exceptions for real leadership, as the majority work from an outdated playbook. We need a makeover, which means we need a vision that's bigger than what we've been told is possible. There is absolutely no reason you should.
Thank you. And remember, folks, what I keep yelling about, revolutionary optimism. You need to have a vision of what you can achieve and make people see that vision and push them towards that vision, okay? Oh, these people are amazing.
Be able to afford housing, groceries, and healthcare with some money left over. Families should have free childcare. Social Security should be expanded. And our inalienable rights shouldn't be dependent on who's in power. That means standing up to authoritarians, not shrinking away when the fight gets tough. And while current Democratic leadership might be fine cowering to Trump, I'm not. I've spent my entire career reporting on the far right and being attacked by them as a result. In fact, just a few months ago, Elon Musk's lawyers deposed me here in Chicago to ask about my mean tweets. Look, I thought comedy was legal again. This is all to say, I'm not scared of standing up to these people. I know how they think, and I know how to beat them. But my campaign itself is going to be different too, because I don't want to wait a year to help people. We're focused on.
Is that so, Meowzor? I didn't know that. So this woman right here is Palestinian. I didn't know. Okay, so folks, Palestinian here.
Meeting constituent needs with one simple rule. What if we didn't suck? My campaign and I would rather spend our money on book drives and clothing exchanges and public events than fancy fundraisers for rich donors. I also want my campaign to be as transparent as possible. That's why I'll be posting regular videos about the costs and steps of running.
I see in the background here, the kafia back here.
For office. We all deserve better. We deserve human rights and financial freedom and a party that stands up to authoritarians. We deserve to thrive, not just survive.
Yes,
and I plan to fight for those
We're humans. We deserve to thrive. Life shouldn't be lived just to work and then die.
ideals both on the campaign trail and in Congress. If you want to know more about me and what I believe, you can go to catforillinois.com. I do need to mention that campaigns cost money and ask you to contribute what you can. But I promise your donation will not be wasted on old, ineffective tactics. No spammy guilt trip texts. No focus groups to test my views, and no grifty consultants who care more about their paycheck than actually winning. It's time to challenge the status quo, and if our leaders won't do it, we will. I'm Kat Abou-Ghazaleh, and I'm running for Congress because it's time for Democrats to do more.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Alan, you found some good ones here. Okay. This is fantastic. Thank you, Lost Legacy, for the super chat. One more, folks, I'll put on the makeup. Lost Legacy says, for those of us climbing to the top of the food chain, there can be no mercy. There is but one rule: hunt or be
Independence Day week.
Hunt or be hunted. That is a line from House of Cards. By the way, I love House of Cards. I know Kevin Spacey got into some big problems, but great show. Really fun to watch. That is a line from House of Cards. I fear that's the ideology of politicians. Yeah, it is Lost Legacy. It is. And I will say, folks, you all know I am not like a big, ooh, rah, 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 America, founding fathers. But if we look at those slave owners, okay, I'm sorry, I'm okay. They had this conception here, right? That that human beings naturally seek power, okay? The issue is that the people need to provide them with incentives that they use the power in a way that benefits the people, and get rewarded for it. All right? It's just an issue of incentives. So if we have a system where politicians get awarded for siding with Israel and siding with the corporations and things like that, and that's how they get power, they're going to keep doing that. So we need a system because all politicians, all people seeking power, there's a level of self-interest there. We need to turn that self-interest towards the benefit of the people, and it will not work in any case. Okay. Uh, Hello, Lapis169 on Twitch. Hello, hello, hello. I am a funny clown. I am. Lapis, I am. Okay. Oh, thank you, Duk. Okay, well, time for the makeup, folks. I've been spiraling, only seeing the bad in politics recently. This stream is a breath of fresh air. Thank you for restoring my hope. Duke. Uh, no problem. Okay. I oftentimes, my streams can get kind of down. The people who are regulars here know this. But I thought this was a good idea to do this, and also thank you, Alan, for sort of providing this to me because we need some revolutionary optimism. We don't have to actually believe it, okay? And I know so this sounds manipulative, but we can all have a lack of faith while also projecting revolutionary optimism to the world. Okay. All right, guys, time for the makeup. Time for the makeup. Time for the makeup. I'm going to put my face, we'll finish this in a second, but you all know I got to put my face screen up so that I can actually see what I'm doing here. So let's chat a little bit. Let's chat a little bit. I'm going to take off the collar so I don't get it filthy. All right. Let's see. What colors do we got here? Let's go for, oh, you know what? Let's do a gross color. I'm not going to do Trump orange. I'm kind of sick of Trump orange. Let's try, what should we do? We could do we can do that. Let's do white. Let's do white. Let's do a white color here. You know what? Let's go like this. We'll do white. While I'm doing this, folks, if you like what you see on the stream, if you like me humiliating myself, you can click the join button underneath the video. I'm doing white face. You can click the join button. You know what's funny is I'm shocked that my skin is so white that I'm shocked that it actually this white is actually whiter than my skin because I'm like a goddamn ghost. Okay. We can if we you can subscribe for as little as you can become a member for as little as 99 cents a month and help support this channel and what I do. You also get cute little emojis that you can use and a cute little gesture hat next to your name. And yeah, okay. Oh God. All right. By the way, at the top of this stream, at the top of this chat stream, I pinned a chat that I put in the chat that contains a link to my Venmo if you want to donate anonymously or not anonymously. And also a link to our Discord. Please join our Discord. We have a fast-growing community on there where there's great discussions and a very friendly community. One of the most friendliest Discord communities I've literally ever seen in my life. I'm not exaggerating, and I'm not saying that for self-promotion reasons. It's the people on there that make it that way. Yeah. So, all right. Oh my God, this is good. Oh my God. Oh, I like the white. This is a nice color. Don't we all agree? Don't we all agree? This is good. Okay. I kind of look like, yeah. Ooh, it kind of looks like I have a mask on, like the Phantom of the Opera or some shit. Phantom of the Opera. Oh, thank you, Tiago. Yes, my nails. Does that look good? Okay. Now some extra colors here. Extra colors. Just to wipe off my hand here. All right. I know, Macy shrug. Okay. Okay. So now we got to add a little bit to the eyes. Okay, a little bit to the eyes because every gesture has a little eye thing going on. We'll go for some red here beneath the eyes. This is going to be bad because I should have let it. There we go. And folks, I'm sorry, my glasses are off, so I can't really see your chats right now, but I promise I'll read them. I'm sure they're all going to be very nice about my makeup skills here, using my fingers to make it easier on myself. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, that's okay. That's not so bad, I guess. We'll do what we got, folks. We'll do what we got. Oh God. Oh, I just made it worse. Oh well, whatever. It looks that's okay. Not so bad. All right. So there's that. And now I'm gonna add a little more here because as always, folks, you need to look like Heath Ledger's the Joker, right? So let's add a little bit of purple to the mouth area. This is getting good. This is getting good. Getting good. Oh, this is horrific. This is absolutely horrific. Yeah, why so serious? Okay, last little addition here. I need some red for the nose, and then I promise we will finish up these videos. There we go. And lastly, I'm gonna do one last little thing here because I'm a prude. Let's do a little bit of some little dots here at the top just to add a little variation. Right? Okay. Let's try it. Let's do that. Oh, we'll go over here now. There we go. A little variation. Okay, this is so bad. All right. Okay. It's good. Let me fix my hands here. Now I got to put on the rest of the gesture gear. Complete the look here. I think I need more red on that side. Oh well, it's fine. All right. Okay. All right, guys. Oh. There we go. This is great. Oh, collar. Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. Don't leave. I promise. We'll start. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait, nope. Oh, there we go. Perfect. This is perfect. Okay, guys, let me put my glasses back on. I'll read what comments you all have. Oh yeah, that's not that bad. I mean, it's kind of bad, but it's okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Oh, I need to fix that a little bit, don't I? Okay. All right. So, let's see what we got here in chat. God help me. All right. Um, yeah. Yeah, you're Meowsword, I agree. I love how everyone here agrees that this is not normal. Like we're living in a not normal situation here. Um, yeah, absolutely, pizza. We have to fight, folks. If anyone wasn't here during our stream where I talked about the 198 methods of nonviolent resistance, go back and watch that. There's lots of things you can do, and some of them are very small, and powerful. Um, so yeah, okay. Um, okay, Lost Legacy. I would honestly be in favor of paying the politicians more if campaign finance was completely changed from the ground up. Yeah, me too, Lost Legacy. Me too. Okay, Whiteface is very allowed. I know, right? Okay, Doug on the left. Is someone able to make suggestions for the father-son? Yeah, absolutely, Doug on the left. You can. If you want to, Doug on the left, at the top of the chat here is the Discord link. You can go into the Discord and put it in the reactions panel, or you can just send me an email. My email is listed on my YouTube page. You can go there as well. Tiago, I like the color of your name. Thank you, Tiago. Okay. I don't know why I didn't join earlier. It's okay, Lost Legacy. I don't know if we should. Okay. It complements your beard. Thank you, Duk Duk. Thank you. I think so too. Purple. Okay. We need to make your stencil. Yeah, we do. I need something to do this better. I need to get a mirror down here or something. To make this make this look a little better here. Why so serious? You're right, Jonas. Most countries have some form of racism going on. Yeah. Are your nails seafoam green? Yes, Nicholas time. Okay, they're not great though. Like it's falling apart. I was actually going to redo it here. I originally had gray, but I lost it, so I just found some seafoam green. But it happens. Okay. What else we got here, folks? At this point, you're perfecting the paint with how often you do this. Am I Lost Legacy? Okay. Maybe I should do patch face. I should. Vote. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. I move to Madagascar and start a smoothie bar. Right. Okay. You should try Dazzle. I use it lasts for 2 weeks. Is that true, Nicholas? Okay, I'll take a look at that. Thank you. Um, I vote for a live stream where you paint your dad's nails. We could do that. We could do that. Dazzly dry nail polish. I will do that, Nicholas, because I need some better nail polish here. Okay. All right, guys. Alan, did I miss your comment, Alan? Let's see here. Is the one that says vote? Yeah, everyone should vote. Absolutely. Everyone should vote. Thank you, Hamina. Why so serious? Okay. Yeah, everyone, we ought to vote. I know it seems hopeless, but you can vote and also do other forms of resistance. Okay. Okay, thank you, Long Beach Dragon. I'm excited to read it. Okay, folks, so I'm going to reset pizza. Absolutely, pizza. Thank you for asking me this. What made you want to have a jester as your persona? Was it a mix of laughing at power while also speaking truth to it? Yes. Yes, pizza. When I was in grad school, I learned a bunch about jesters and their role in the courts of kings, and I love the idea. Dressing like a fool so that you can make fun of the king and criticize the king and get away with it. So it's all about yeah. I just like the tradition of the jester. Uh, Favorite jester painting, Meowzord. One of them is there's one that's kind of depressing. I actually just saw the one you put in Discord. I really like that one, Meowzord. There's another one. If you look it up, I can't remember what it's called. It's a Polish jester who is sitting in a chair, but he looks depressed. So I don't know if we want that one, but that's a famous one. I'll show it to you guys. I'll show it to you here in a second. But first, I'm going to start another goal here. If we get 5 more super chats, I'll stream for another hour. I'm still going to be on here for a bit, so don't worry. I'm still going to be on here for an hour and a half. But if we stream for, if we get, we'll say 10 more super chats. If we do 10 more super chats, then I will stream for an extra hour. So I'll go for 3.5 hours instead of 2.5 hours. 1 more hour. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay. There you go, Duck. They'll just think I'm crazy, which is how they did it in the medieval times. Like if you dress like literally, that's why they were called fools, so that the king could be like, "Oh, that's just the fool. You don't have to listen to him." Okay, even though he would be listening, the king would. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you, Tiago. Thank you. I will check the link. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, Duck. Okay. Nicholas Time, do you have any thoughts on the recent Wired article by Taylor Lorenz, or is that outside the kind of stuff you cover? Nicholas, I do cover that kind of stuff. I know all about Taylor Lorenz. I have not read that article. I heard about it, but once I do, I could talk about it. I talk about all kinds of stuff, politics, culture, history. So yeah. And Nicholas, if you join our Discord, if you could actually send me that article so I remember, because I may forget by the end of the stream. And folks, if you want to join our Discord, at the very top here, I pinned a chat that has a link to the Discord. Okay. So let's continue host with the video.
My name is Oliver.
This is the next guy, Oliver Larkin, Florida. So this guy's in Florida. Okay.
Oliver Larkin. I'm a South Floridian, born on the 4th of July to an Army family. And I'm running for Congress in District 23 to champion the bold, progressive agenda South Floridians deserve. Medicare for all, a $25 minimum wage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And a
You're right.
Green New Deal.
I had my mistake. I forgot to actually put up the face. There you go. Okay. Whoops. Thank you, guys. Got a little distracted with the Mason makeup here. Let's continue.
My opponent, Congressman Moskowitz, says progressives can't win here. I say we must, because after a lifetime of Republican rule and status quo politics,
it's kind of quiet, folks. I can't put it up anymore. I think it's just the video.
South Florida's never needed a progressive agenda more. My opponent was the first Democrat on DOGE while Elon Musk got the federal government, and was recently rated by the nonpartisan Center for Effective Lawmaking at the University of Virginia and Vanderbilt as Florida's least effective Democrat in Congress. We deserve better, and with your help, that's what we'll achieve. My name is Oliver Larkin. Join our campaign. Visit oliverforcongress.com.
Okay, now that was pretty ambiguous. Maybe Alan could give us some more context there. I don't know. I don't know much about that guy, but his words were kind of ambiguous. I'd have to look more into him to ensure that he is actually a good candidate there. Is it okay? Thank you, Alan. So that guy's also good. So that's Larkin from Florida. Alan, I know you said yesterday that there's a part of this video you want me to watch. Is it the Bernie part? Is it where's the other part here? Let me see. Gotcha. Okay. Stop the genocide, Medicare for all. Fantastic. 39 minutes. Okay, we'll go there then. Okay. All right. So, okay, here we go. We'll see who this is. Absolutely dead on the left. I'll take a look at it. Graham Plattner. Do we know what state is he from? Oh, Maine. Is he Maine? I'm guessing he's Maine. It does say Maine. Okay, we'll just assume it's Maine.
Well, until recently, I thought that harbor master of Sullivan, Maine was going to be the extent of my political career.
God, he has a sultry voice, folks. Do you hear that? Like, anyway, sorry, I'm being kind of expressing my gayness here. But...
and now I am here. And now I find myself on a stage for an American hero, a man who has spent his life fighting for the dignity of others.
Yep. Bernie Sanders. Bernard Sanders.
A man who has had the courage to speak truth to power. Yep. To take on anyone who stands in the way of creating the country that we deserve. And I want to say thank you to Senator Bernie Sanders.
I don't think Jonas. Where is Susan Collins from? Is she from Alaska? I'm not sure. I don't think he's going up against Susan Collins. I could be wrong. If someone would let me know in chat. I know Jonas was asking. Yeah, he's endorsed by Bernie.
So I grew up here in Maine. And
oh, he is. So, yes, he is going against Susan Collins. Thank God.
Piecing it together has always been a part of life. Working multiple jobs, seasonal jobs. This is not a new thing for us. But in the past few years, it's really beginning to feel like hard work is not enough. Our hard work isn't enough to keep our hospitals from closing.
Welcome, Mithril. I didn't see that you were here. Welcome.
It is not enough for us to afford health care, to be guaranteed a living wage, to afford groceries, to afford a home, to afford dreams of a future defined not by struggle, but by joy.
Yes, yes, yes.
People my age and younger are being driven out of this state by an affordability crisis.
Yep, they are.
Even those of us who have been lucky, who have succeeded and have built good lives, we see our friends and our families unable to afford the basics of what used to be called the American dream.
Yep.
My wife Amy and I are trying to start a family and coming face to face with the brutal economic realities of parenting today.
Honestly, folks, for the parents that are in chat, more power to you. I don't know how you do it. Like with the way things are now, the cost of raising a child, it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars or so to do it. It might even be in the millions at this point. Like, I love how the right wing is always screaming about we don't have enough babies in this country, which is weird to begin with. It's just weird that they do that. But like, what do they expect? Like, it's impossible to survive economically. Anyway.
Everyone in Maine knows.
Hey, I got you, Toya. I agree.
That the system is screwing us.
Yep, they do. And remember, folks, what I've said before, this idea, this sort of sense that people have that the system is screwing us, that is why Donald Trump is so popular. That sense of the system is screwing us has gotten channeled into people being radicalized and voting towards Trump, who they view as someone who's against the system as it is. He's not. But we need to address that underlying economic anxiety, that underlying mistrust of a democratic system, which is why we need major reforms, okay?
And we know it because we can see it.
Yep.
We watch from the sidelines of struggle as incomprehensible amounts of wealth and power are consolidated by very few.
Yep.
We are all looking at that and we all wonder, why cannot we all share in that success? Now, I grew up in rural Maine, and I did 4 tours in the infantry. And I am not afraid to name the enemy. And the enemy is the oligarchy.
Oh my God, this man, that is the enemy. Okay, the oligarchy is the enemy. I don't even know why I paused it. You all know this. Yeah, look at that. That's exactly it, right? Remember, folks, we have to look up. Look up. The system is set up in a way, and politicians make it so that we fight each other, okay? They try to split us into groups, whether it be racial groups, whether it be straight and gay, whether it be transgender, whether it be whatever it is, okay? And we focus on fighting each other, fighting amongst the working class. And by the way, yeah, there are issues when it comes to like black and white issues. Okay. But my point here is that we need to look up. Okay. Look up at the people that are actually causing the problems. Thank you. Yes. Punch up. Do not kick down. And that's what fascists always do. They always get people to kick down. Or they always deflect from the punching up by scapegoating small groups. Okay. Yeah. Lee Lane. Oh my God, Lee Lane. You're going to make me emotional here. Okay. Lee Lane. I'm a single mother of 3. And yes, it's crazy expensive. Groceries alone are about $300 a week. When they were younger, childcare for one kid cost more than my rent. That is insane. What are we doing? That is insane. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, Jonas, I would react to that. Yeah, Nicholas, you're right. Absolutely. Zoran Mondani is the politician that Trump claims to be, right? Agreed. Okay. He's the real change agent there. Okay. All right. Let's continue.
Well, that answers the next part of this speech, where I was going to ask you if you knew what that meant. Because I keep getting told that voters don't know what that word means.
Yes. Espeon. First of all, welcome to chat, Espeon. Espeon, love your name. I'm guessing that's the Pokemon. I love it. Love it. The psychic Pokemon. Great choice. Espeon says so many make the mistake of blaming the individuals for systemic problems instead of blaming the people who run it. Yes. Yes. Okay. And we oftentimes, when we see problems, we do solutions that target individuals instead of target the fundamental problem. Instead of targeting the fundamental problem. Let me give you an example. When there is increased crime, we tend to want more police. Crime is like having a leaky faucet, okay? The police is like taking a bucket and catching the water. You can get a bigger and bigger bucket, but the faucet's still going to be leaking. You need to fix the faucet. Okay. And if the faucet is poverty, and the faucet is a lack of hope, and the faucet is a lack of employment, you're going to get more and more crime. Okay. So that's just one example. We need to look at systemic solutions for the problem we have.
From the standing ovation, I assume everybody knows what it means, because
you're right, Alan.
We know what's happening when we're getting robbed blind.
Oh, totally, Doug on the left. Totally. Love your name, by the way, Doug on the left.
But let's be clear. We do not live in a system that is broken. We live in a system that is functioning exactly as it is intended.
Yep. If you've seen my past streams, you know that this is true historically. Now, what he's saying is right, but a slight addendum onto this, okay? In theory, the system, if you're in a real democracy, right, the people, with what the word democracy means, rule by the people should get their way. We don't live in that system because we don't get our way. The wealthy control everything. The swamp, as Trump calls them, I guess you could say. I don't even want to quote him, but can make those decisions. Campaign contributions absolutely corrupt the system, and our voting system needs to change. Our party system needs to change. So. Yeah, it has been rigged in favor of these wealthy and these powerful people, the elites, and we need to bring it back to the people. Folks, if you look at what the people want generally, they want things like universal health care. They want things like stop funding Israel. They want things like paid family leave. But we don't have those things because it's not a democracy right now. So we need to clean house, okay, and make some major reforms.
We live in a system that has been built by the political class to enrich and support billionaires on the backs of working people.
Yep.
Politicians have made a series of decisions over the last 40 years that have resulted in the world that we see today. Their choices have left many of us with very little, while very few accrue vast amounts of wealth.
Yep.
In 1990, there were less than 100 billionaires in the United States. Today, there are over 800. When you look around, I ask you that when you look around, do you see a community and a state that is 8 times wealthier than it was in 1990?
And folks, okay, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting him. He's saying it better than I could here. But remember, folks, the United States is either the first or second wealthiest country in human history. In human history. Does anyone here feel that way when they go outside or when they, when they look at their bank account? No. We have plenty of resources. If we make the changes that we need, we could all live very good lives. There is hope because we do have so many resources, okay? But we have created a system where all that wealth gets funneled up to top 1%, if not the top 1.1%, okay? We have plenty, we have everything we need to live and thrive. But these MFers have taken it all from us.
Much of the world that we have today is the specific result of policy choices made by establishment politicians. And the shameful truth of all of this is the blame cannot simply be left at the feet of one political party.
Oh, yes, yes. Call out the Democrats. Call them out.
We have two parties that want the votes of working people, but neither has done anything lately to earn it.
Oh my God. He's after my heart. I mean, is he gay? Would he accept a marriage proposal? This is 100% true. Okay. The Democrats, you all know this. You all know this. There's really only one party in the United States, and it's the business party, and it consists of the Democratic and the Republicans. There's some slight differences between them. And definitely now the Republicans have gone full-fledged fascist, obviously. The Democrats are corporatist. The Republicans are oligarchs or pro-oligarchy. The Democratic Party is a mess. Okay. And this is the fact that he's calling it out, love it. Love it, love it, love it.
No one is owed allegiance. Support must
You're right, Nicholas.
be earned.
You're right.
And that will never happen as long as Democrats are part of the same corporate apparatus that the Republicans are.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Yep, 100%, Nicholas. 100%. So, and yeah, and by the way, folks, if you look at stats today, something like 20 to 30%, there's like the Democratic Party has the lowest approval rating of all time. Okay. And we're expected to win with that party and actually get change? No. Okay, the American people know that it's shit. Okay. See here, Nicholas. Yeah, you're right, Nicholas. China does do that. And let's see here. Alan, Nicholas Time, IFE. Yeah, Alan, I agree in many ways. I'm not a fan of China's imperialism, just like I'm not a fan of America's imperialism. But yes, I get it. Okay. It's just in the teens, Alan. Okay, I was wrong. It's even worse than I thought. It's only in the teens. And you can imagine, folks, that I can bet you $100 that they'll use the same tire tactics in the next election because it's like, can they, they're so bribed and so scared of any kind of change, and they're elitists. Jonas, this feels like Casual World's version of African American churches. Yes. Can I get an amen, folks? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, let's go.
Now, Susan Collins' charade is wearing thin. This is the easiest applause lines in these speeches. No one cares that you pretend to be remorseful as you sell out to lobbyists.
Yes.
No one cares while you sell out to corporations, and no one cares while you sell out to a president who are all engineering the greatest redistribution of wealth from the working class to the ruling class in American history.
So Espion, I'm sorry, I got to call out Espion here. This was a great comment. Espion says the Democrats are trying to imitate the Republicans and the Republicans are trying to imitate the Democrats. I 98% agree with you, Espion. That last 2%, the Republicans try to imitate the progressive wing of the Democratic Party. They talk about things like, the elites. They talk about things like campaign corruption or corruption in the government. Now, they're all corrupt, but they know how popular that is. So they manipulate. They take those things from the left that they know are popular and then use that to get more people on their side because they know the mainstream Democratic Party won't do that. And the Democrats are screwing us over 100% by not taking that line themselves. I totally Mithril, I know exactly what you mean. You're talking about Lovecraft. Yeah, Jeffries has the in his mouth look. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. They're fake populist. Great way of phrasing it, Alan W. By the way, folks, the Nazis were too. So was Mussolini. That's why they called themselves the socialists. National Socialists.
Symbolic opposition does not reopen hospitals.
Yep. Oh my God, this man.
Weak condemnations do not bring back Roe v. Wade.
Yep. Oh my God.
Selling out the same working class voters who've delivered mandate for change after mandate for change is not forgivable.
Oh my God, Trump failed. You're right.
Politics that enables the destruction of our way of life
Insane.
Is disqualifying for the role of United States Senator.
Yes. Oh my God, folks. I mean, the strength of what he's saying here, blowing my mind.
Maine deserves better than Susan Collins.
Yeah.
And Maine deserves an alternative who is not at risk of being mistaken as being beholden to the same status quo that she is.
Yep.
I am running because it is time for change.
Yes, it is.
Because
what do I say at the end of every stream, folks? What do I say at the end of every stream? We need reform. We need change. Okay, that is the number one thing we need. If you don't want fascism, if you want to slow it down or stop it, we need major reforms and major change. And now, folks, I am a socialist, as you know. I'm not even saying we need to go all that way. Okay, I mean, I know that's what I would like, but we just need some major reforms. Okay, we don't need to go crazy, as we don't have to go all the way what people would view as crazy to the left, but we do need to go at least a little bit to the left and make some major reforms. Okay.
I believe in a better democracy and in a better system. And I believe that a politics that is willing to sell anyone out is a politics that will eventually sell everyone out.
Yep. I'm getting daddy vibes from Plattner here. Anyway, politics that will sell sell us all out. Yep.
We must stand in the way of those attacking the right of women to make choices about their own bodies.
Yes. Yep. By the way, as I always say, folks, literally killing women. You cut off access to abortion, women will still seek access to abortion. Historically, women always have. You cut off access to abortion, women will still seek abortions, and they will do it without the care of a doctor, and that'll massively increase the risk to them. They will die. You will see an increase in women dying because of all these new anti-abortion laws. These folks that claim to be anti-life are really pro the death of women. So. You're right, Antifa. Oh my God, love your name, Antifa. Long live Antifa. You're right, Antifa. Oh, I know, Jonas, right?
We must stand in the way of those attacking the rights of the LGBTQ community to have the same liberties and
Oh, I'd let Plattner attack my rights any day. No, I'm okay. Joking. Okay,
protections as everyone else.
Yep. Especially the trans community. Okay, I'm a white gay man, folks. I am not deeply under threat right now, but our trans brothers, sisters, and they them's need some help. Okay.
I believe that input from working people is far more important than input from someone who simply has money.
Yep. Yes.
I believe that we should not be settling for crumbs while billionaires eat the cookie we baked.
Yes. Oh my God,
I don't think that a CEO should have more of a voice than a union, and I don't think that private equity deserves more time with a senator than someone who works 2 jobs to get by.
Oh, Tiago, that sounds great. Me too. I like cookies, Dutch. Espion. Yes, Espion. Abortion bans are also child neglect cases since couples are forced to raise children they're unprepared for. 100% Espion. It's almost like you have a psychic vision there. That's a Pokemon joke for those who don't know. Agreed, Long Beach Dragon. He should run for president. And think about it, Long Beach Dragon. MAGA can't be like, oh, look at this weak beta male here. Okay, like I mean, they will anyway, but.
I do not believe these things, and I believe that the reason we are in the straits we are today is because that is what has happened. But it has happened because we let it. And the world that we live in today is not how it has to be.
Yeah, and by the way, Trump failed. Thank you for saying that. Trump failed says what we need is capitalism with guardrails. You all know I'm a socialist, but yes, capitalism with massive regulations would also be okay. All right, it'd be better than fascism. We need something. Okay, we need major reforms. Capitalism with guardrails would be an excellent version of that reform. Okay, and by the way, I know there are other socialists in here. You cannot go all the way to the left if there's a boot on your neck. All right. So, all right. Anyway, thank you, Long Beach Dragon, for the super chat. Okay. Thank you for that. Let's smash this final goal. Thank you, Long Beach Dragon. Folks, if we get 9 more, Macy, thank you, Macy. Wow. They're coming in suddenly. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, folks. If we get 8 more, or $20 more, I will stream for an extra hour today. Okay. All right. Yeah, me too, Mithril. I'm a socialist, Mithril. I also want an end to capitalism, but when you're in a dire situation, right? Especially in the United States, it's going to be really hard to achieve any sort of democratic socialist society when you're under a fascist regime. So we need something. We might need to take steps to that. What we need now is major reforms. The rest can come later if necessary. Okay. And by the way, of course, Mithro, and welcome back, comrade. Oh, I guess I already said hello to you.
We can have a healthcare system that is not a mechanism of extracting wealth out of working Americans, but a guarantee for safety and health for all. Major life events like buying a home or getting a college education can be points of joy and pride, and not relegation to a lifetime of debt.
Thank you, Tiago. Thank you for the super chat. Yep, thank you. Oh my God, this guy knows what he's saying.
Our taxpayer dollars can build schools and hospitals in America, not bombs to destroy them in Gaza.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, folks, do you know how brave he is to say that? Like, whenever anyone speaks up against the Israeli genocide going on in Gaza right now, that is very brave, okay, for many reasons. Many reasons. My hero.
We can take back the wealth that belongs to us, that has been stolen by corrupt politicians and the corporations that bought them.
Oh my God, he is
can
blunt.
use government to usher in a golden age for unions and workers, not double down on gig work and union busting for the benefit of Wall Street and CEOs. And we can have an economy and a government that works for the 99% and not just for the 1%.
Duke, that never stopped me. I'm joking, by the way.
One that looks out for the most vulnerable, for children, and for the elderly, where we lift each other up, whether we are trying to start businesses or go to college or buying a home. Where we empower workers to fight for fair pay and safe conditions, and where we reap the profits of our hard work.
Hey guys, he is using explicitly sort of Marxist language there, which is very powerful. Okay, I'm not just saying that because I do like Marx a lot. I'm saying it's a very powerful way of speaking, talking about like our labor's being exploited. Yeah.
To find that path forward, we need only look down on the shoulders of the giants we stand on. The legacy of the labor movement.
Yes, yes.
The legacy of the civil rights movement.
Yes, yes, yes.
And these are legacies of not asking permission and hoping those in power are going to give you what you need. These are legacies of building power.
I agree, Jonas. I actually really liked Snails. Did you all hear what he just said? Building power.
We don't have
Folks, I've said this multiple times. You have to use power politics. You have to use strategies that some of us may view as kind of might kind of make us like, oh my God, right? You have to use the same tactics that the other side use. It's like if you're playing a soccer game and the other team picks up a ball and starts running with it in their hands, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to stick to the rules. You're going to lose, okay? So, yes, we need more powerful political tactics. Okay, we can't just lay on the ground like a snail, based off what's being said in chat, okay, and let them step all over us. So yes, we need to use powerful methods.
5-day work week because we asked politely for it. We have it because our ancestors organized for it and fought for it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Guys, he is speaking my language. You know what I say at the end of every stream with chain breakers? I mean, he's saying it, right? He's saying it. We can't let our ancestors' sacrifices go to waste.
Regardless of what some might want you to believe, power exists for those who are willing to organize and to take it.
Yes.
And power is for
Macy.
the people.
Yes. Oh.
That is what I am asking you to do here today, is to come out and join in that organizing, in building real community, real organization, and real power.
Yep. Oh my God. Yep.
I am not just asking you to vote for me. I am not just asking you to donate money to me. I am asking you to show up, to come out, go to events, knock doors, do the hard work, do what is uncomfortable, and that is to connect with your neighbor.
Be brave. Be brave. Our ancestors were brave.
Neighbors, and help us write a new story that leads us from this troubling chapter of our history.
Right, Mithril. I know, Mithril, they are exhausting.
And when we beat back fascism, when we defend our democracy and our freedom, let our freedom be a different kind of freedom.
Yes, oh my God.
Not merely a romantic freedom.
He's stealing my shtick, people. He's stealing my shtick. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop talking about myself.
Not freedom that's solely about defensive infringements on your rights, but a freedom that is material.
Yes, oh my God.
A freedom
Alan,
to not be condemned to scraps and to struggle, but to live with the dignity and fulfillment that gives us the society that we deserve.
Yeah, right. Which of you is Grand Platinum, okay? Yeah, you're right,
Where
Jonas.
instead
You're
of
right.
dreaming of a life where we can get by,
hey, Louise.
we can
Welcome.
afford a life that allows us to dream.
Yeah, maybe he does. He very much watch the stream.
That is the vision. This is the opportunity before us. We will win the primary. We will win the general. And we will show this whole country the way forward. Because as goes Maine, as goes the nation.
Oh my
Thank you
God,
very
guys.
much.
Oh, loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Okay. Alan, thank you so much for showing us that. That was fantastic. So folks, how about this? So I'm going to stream for like 17 more minutes. If we get up to the super chat limit, I'll stream for an extra hour after that. Alan W, yes, let me do something first, but yes. Yeah, me too, Espion. I agree. I love that he's actually just saying it, right? He's not stepping around. He's not beating around the bush. I'll look it up. Let me look it up here, Alan, real fast. Okay, Casual, I sent you a prime. Okay, let me see here. I'm going to quickly go to my face here so you all can see me. All right. Let me look it up here, Alan. A private message. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Alan, I agree. Yeah, I agree, folks. And I will say, Alan actually makes so Alan made a really good point. All right. Um, a lot of people have really are a bit too pessimistic about the left wing progressives. You have to understand, folks. I know, Alan, this isn't what you said to me, but this is my kind of view on this. Okay. They don't have much power in Congress. Like, they have very little power. They're a very small minority. So, yeah, they haven't been able to accomplish much of what they've wanted to accomplish, but how? They're a very small minority. They're up against the entire Democratic Party and the Republican Party. We should we need to continue to get more progressives in there, okay? So just something to think about, all right? If they stand for what you stand for and they're not corrupt, which the progressives are, you really should consider supporting them. Okay, just something I wanted to add there. Okay, guys. So I'm going to stay on. I'm going to show you one last thing here. I'll stay on for like 15 more minutes. If we get to 10 super chats, it doesn't look like we will. That's okay. If we get to 10 super chats, so I'll stay on for another hour. I have to. I'm going to use the restroom real fast first, and then I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to talk a little bit about. I'm just going to show you a very short documentary. It's 7 minutes long. Alan will have already seen this. I think Meowsword may have seen part of it. I'm not sure if Meowsword was there in the stream yesterday. So, guys, give me a second. I just need to use the restroom. One moment, okay? All right, folks. You're right. We have 4. You're right, guys. You're right. And let me point out that I am counting them. We have 4. I think it says 3. We just need we need 6 more. Or if I get like if I $10 or 6 more. Okay, how about that? Right? Um, because I'm a filthy capitalist pig. What can I say? Okay, guys. Love K dramas are great apparently. So I have not watched them, but I've heard they're good. All right, guys. So thank you to the super chat. Okay, Meowsart, I'll say you leave you'll leave when I say you can leave. Okay, guys, that's great. All right, so guys, I wanted to show you all a video here. Now I know this is very this was very inspiring. I hope it was good for everyone. Um, so let's talk a little bit about something. Let me pull up the video here to show you, because I'm obsessed with fascism. Okay. Ugh, okay. God help my mental health. Uh, okay, there it is. Okay, so there's a short documentary. It's 7 minutes long, and I wanted to show it to you. You promised a reaction. Work for 1 more hour. Thank you, Tiago. Okay, guys. Wow, we're actually getting closer now. We need 5 more. Long Beach Dragon, you did it. Okay, everyone, thank Long Beach Dragon. We got it. I'll stay for another hour, folks. I will stay for another hour. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone who contributed. Let's go. Another hour here. Fantastic. Okay, let me remove the goal. And how about this? I'll stop begging you for money now, okay? Since we got to that goal. All right. I mean, if anyone wants to donate, please, I'd like it. But hey, I won't even put up another goal here. Uh, okay. So let's do this. All right. So thank you, guys. So we'll stay for another hour now, and or another, I guess, an hour and 10 minutes. Let me show you this video real fast, and then we'll also do some reactions after this. So, um, okay, guys. So there is a famous documentary. It's 7 minutes long. It's called A Night at the Garden. I don't know if anyone has seen it. During the era of World War II and the Great Depression, there was a massive Nazi movement in the United States that often doesn't get talked about in schools. Okay. And they had no, you're right, Alan. I think they are. They do seem to be the weekends seem to be better for super chats and things like that. Um, we could maybe do that too, Macy. So I'll take a look at the thing here. So this documentary, it's 7 minutes long. It's called A Night at the Garden. And all it is a video of a massive Nazi rally that took place in Madison Square Garden, which sounds familiar because Trump and stuff had a rally there with a really awful comedian. And we're going to watch it together. And I just want you, while we're watching it, and I'll pause it variously to make some comments. Just look at the similarities in this video to what we're seeing today. Okay, now it's not a one-to-one comparison, but also look at the symbols that they use. All right. So let me put this up here. And again, folks, I'm not trying to depress everyone. My point here is that that we know how to fight against fascist movements. Okay, that has been established historically, and we are obviously in a fascist moment here. Okay. So we need reforms. We need to push back. Okay. So let me show you this video. All right. This is A Night at the Garden. I'm going to start it here. On this screen here, you automatically can see that this Nazi rally, they're called the German American Bund. Okay. Fritz Kuhn, who's sort of their leader. Yeah, you're right, Espion. You're right. Okay. He's sort of their version of Hitler. You'll see him talking at the front. Pay attention to the language he uses. Pay attention to who he attacks, and also pay attention to how the police react to all this. Okay. On the back of their stage here, you see a massive image of George Washington. Okay. You also see swastikas and stuff. So let's begin. Yep, Mr. Justins. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna. All right. Okay, so this is obviously Mithril, okay? You can see at the beginning there, they're showing the interior of Madison Square Garden, the mass rally taking place. There were something like 20,000 people that showed up to this thing. Now, outside of Madison Square Garden, you're going to see these are counter protesters. So there were a lot of counter protesters there, and the police were pretty brutal towards them. They came in on horseback. They actually beat up some people. I know, me too, Altiego Brando, me too. And that's why we need to have revolutionary optimism and change things. Notice what it says here on this sign. Pro-American rally. Pro-American rally. Now, for those of you who know what's going on in the world, that is very similar language to a lot of the things we see used today. Okay? Oh, thank you, Reign in Chaos, for the super chat. Thank you very much. Damn, I was okay. It was Reign in Chaos. Damn, I was still coming up with something to say, but thank you, Reign in Chaos, really, for the donation. Again, folks, I will still accept donations. I'm trying to be able to do this full time because I love doing it. But of course, I have to survive or whatever. So I appreciate anything you can. If you can't, it's not the end of the world. But let's continue here. Okay, so look here. Okay, so they're marching in. Here come the Nazis marching in. You'll notice everyone's doing the Hitler salute here. By the way, the Americans used to do something called the Bellamy salute to the flag when they did the Pledge of Allegiance, and it was exactly the same as the Nazi salute. That changed after World War II because it became associated with Hitler, but this was done in American classrooms. Children would do the Bellamy salute to the flag. Okay, let's continue. Right? You see all these folks here doing their Nazi nonsense. And here come their version of the brown shirts, okay? This is the Hitlerjugend, as they would call it in Germany. This is the women's part of that. You also saw them coming in. All right. Okay, now listen carefully to what
undivided allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for
Again,
all.
look at the symbolism. There was a historian who once said that if you were to guess what country would end up with fascism, you wouldn't have guessed Germany. You probably would have guessed the United States, because if you look, like, a lot of the heroes, the so-called heroes of the country, were slave owners and were pretty white supremacist. So. Okay, so this is Fritz Kuhn, who's an American, by the way. You're totally right, Espion. Yep. Mr. Justins, that's debatable.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I might talk about it sometime.
fellow Americans,
Okay, now listen to what he says.
American patriots, I'm sure I do not come before you tonight as a complete stranger. You all have heard of me through the Jewish-controlled press.
Now then, he says the Jewish-controlled press. What does Trump do? Trump almost immediately goes after the press, is constantly saying, they're fake news, fake news. Now, he doesn't say Jewish-controlled, but different forms of fascism have variations on it. You'll also notice how Trump will also oftentimes talk about how the press treats him so badly, okay? So let's see what he says.
As a creature with horns, a cloven hoof, and a long tail, we, with American ideals,
hello, Drusilla,
demand that our government shall be returned to the American people who founded it.
Hey, America ought to be returned to the American people that founded it. Does that language sound familiar, folks?
If you ask
what we are actively fighting for under our charter. First, a social trust white Gentile ruled United States. Second, Gentile-controlled labor union free from Jewish Moscow-directed domination.
Trump always, a lot of the right wing always go after globalists and things like that. They don't necessarily directly say Jewish people, but they use this sort of language. Okay, yeah, Mithril, you're not wrong. This is like straight out of the Heritage Foundation, which, by the way, was the group that did Project 2025. Okay, now watch this. So a protester who's a brave hero who ought to be honored by all of us goes up onto the stage. Now, when Trump has a rally and his people do violence to someone, he often will cheer it on. The audience will cheer it on. Also, notice how the police react to this. So these are brown shirts, essentially, that are attacking this guy. These are Nazis. Watch what happens when the police come into the stage. Who do they side with? And they're beating him up. These brown shirts are beating up this guy who came on the stage. The excitement, the audience is going crazy. Yep, Michael. Yep. Welcome to chat, Michael. You're right. UK is seeing some similar things. Notice, the police take the guy off stage. Do they arrest the Nazis? No. And the crowd goes wild. It could be like it's like we're in this is like a MAGA rally, isn't it? Of course, Mr. Justice. Of course, right? Right, Alan, right. Yep. Right, Mr. Justin. Okay. So it'll get that's the end of it. But as it says here, 20,000 Americans gathered in Madison Square Garden. I know, Macy. At the same time in Europe, Hitler was already finished constructing his 6th concentration camp. And 7 months later, the Nazi army invaded Poland, triggering the bloodiest war in history. So brave, right, Meowsword? That guy needs a statue to him. I don't know. I don't think there is one anywhere. And that's it. It's a very short documentary, and it won at Sundance Film Festival, even though it was that short. So I'm going to put my face back up here. Here we go. Yeah, Michael. Yeah. Right, Michael. Right. Okay. They are Palestine Action is being arrested all over the place in the UK. Okay. So I just wanted to show it to you. I think it makes it a lot clearer to people when they see, because when you're a historian, it's obvious, okay, the comparisons, but a lot of folks without they need to just see it. So I'm kind of trying to put that out there, okay? So you can see it, right? I mean, the similarities are absolutely disturbing. And I want to show you something else here. And I was going to show this to you. I mean, now that I have time, I will. And then I'll do some reactions. But I want to show you, this is called the hate map. I'm going to pull it up here. I used to be affiliated with an organization called the Southern Poverty Law Center, which basically tracks hate groups and attempts to infiltrate them. I never did any of this. I was just sort of on their mailing list because I was an academic about fascism. But anyway, Um, and this, you can go to this site. I'll pull it up here, and it has a map of all the hate groups in the United States. Um, and Yeah, Mr. Justins, yeah, that's for sure. Okay. And what you can do here is you can go and look at uh, places in the United States. For example, let's look at California, or I'm sorry, Florida. Oh my God, what a mistake. Okay, and if I click on California, it'll pull up a list of all the hate groups, and you can even see where they're located. So, like right here in the middle of Florida, there's 24 of them, and then on the right, it'll list the hate groups. So let me can show you here, like in the middle of Florida. Um, there's a ton of things. There's anti-government groups. There's a lot of them in Central Florida. That's shocking, right? Okay. Anyway, uh, um, you can see here that there are anti-government. I'm going to see what else we got here. Conspiracy propaganda, the Proud Boys, neo-Nazi. There's the Aryan Freedom Network. Uh, Fresh and Fit, which is a right-wing nationalist, mass like um, yeah, okay, a horrible group. Order of the Black Sun. That's a neo-Nazi organization. There's also a neo-folkish group, which is like Nazism mixed with sort of pagan sort of beliefs. Yeah, would you say that again, Alan? Can you zoom in on the 5 in the bottom left? Yes, absolutely. Let's do it. Okay. So the ones that are around here, you got Moms for Liberty, as sovereign citizens. You have a lot of Moms for Liberty down there. Another sovereign citizens movement, conspiracy propagandists, and an anti-government militia. Then there are a few other ones here. There's a lot of anti-government groups down there. There's an anti-Muslim group here, an anti-LGBTQ group down there. I don't see any neo-Nazis, but yeah, okay. Trying to see, yeah, no neo-Nazis. You also have a hate group, a right-wing Christian organization. So again, you can find this online. It's free online. You can just go to your hate map, see what groups are around you. It's just an interesting thing to look at. And then if you click on them, it'll actually tell you what those groups believe, what their ideology is and stuff. And by the way, folks, this map isn't perfect because I think we can all agree that hate has become mainstream. I know, right? Southeastern Virginia is pretty bad. Interesting. It also has a large military presence. Antifa. I wonder if there's a correlation there. Okay. So just something interesting to look at. And again, hate has become mainstream. So this site anymore is flawed because it's mainstream now. All right. Like, so it's everywhere because the MAGA movement, a large chunk of it is very hateful. Okay. Yeah, so just something to be aware of, all right? Okay, let me get up the reactions here. I'm gonna go back to my face. Okay, woof. All right, let me do some of this. Let's go back to, let's go me find some stuff here on Discord. I believe I'm going to, the first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna watch a kind of history thing, because I saw it earlier and I just, if it looked very amusing to me. So I'm gonna find it. I think it was sent to me by Tiago. but I'm going to check that out first. It was from a while ago. Where did I see this? Oh, yes, this is it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do this one. This is from Tiago here. Thank you, Tiago.
I can't keep wasting my time trying to figure out what I forgot about. So then how can I still handle this video?
Okay, this is another one of those Sam Onella Academy videos. It's only 7 minutes long. We're going to watch this first. Okay. Okay, so this is it's called the Scandalous Popes. Oh yeah, I'll put it up. I'm sorry. This is called the Scandalous Popes of the Middle Ages. And I have not seen this, okay? But I do know quite a bit about the corruption of popes and stuff during the Middle Ages. Pretty bad, the Borgias and stuff. Um, um, oh, Alan W., look up Moms for Liberty because they are a very vicious. They're like one of those groups that like massively promotes removing books from schools and are very against transgender people and things like that. They're very influential. They're one of the larger hate groups these days. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's watch this. Again, this is excuse me. This isn't necessarily political, but this will be interesting to watch since we do some history stuff on here. Okay, here we go.
It was sponsored by Skillshare.
You're right. The most recent one is Mr. Justin's, but back in the day, they were very corrupt. No, Mithril, I haven't heard of that. Yeah, I would love to do a stream with her. That'd be fantastic. Okay, so let's watch it.
Hey kids, time to alienate 23.9% of the United States from my potential audience, because today, we're talking popes. Now don't get me wrong, the modern papacy is a great thing. Just a genuinely virtuous man being elected to govern and set an example for Christians everywhere. That's awesome. But back in the day, not so. See, in the Middle Ages, the church was one of the greatest powers in the Western world, having massive influence over monarchs and laymen alike. And as we know, with great power comes great tomfoolery. Here's some of the less wholesome popes that history has to offer. Pope Stephen VI assumed the pontificate in May of 896, during a time of great instability for the papacy, where rulers and families of all different shapes and sizes were vying for influence over the Catholic Church. As such, successive popes from this period often had different ideas about how things should be run. Stephen, for example, didn't much care for Pope Formosus, the guy before last. Why? It's complicated. Even if I could wrap my head around all this, it'd probably be boring as hell, so just take it on good faith that Steve had a lot of beef with Formosus. So much beef, or as we call it, papal bull, that Stephen couldn't even be happy that the dude was already dead. So he had the 8-month-old corpse of Formosus dug up, dressed up in pope clothes, sat down on a throne, and literally put on trial, with a deacon appointed to give all his responses for him. So you thought you could get away from the law with that little dying stunt of yours? Well, tell me, Mr. Thrombosis, did you violate canon law, commit perjury, and pretend to be a bishop when you weren't? Yes, pasta fazool.
And folks, you have to understand, power corrupts everyone, right? The popes at this time were essentially, they were also rulers of large swaths of territory, okay? They were power players. So, yeah.
Well, I am a fool. I've heard all I need to hear. This court finds you guilty, and everything you did as Pope, we legally declare to be fake and dumb and stupid and dumb. Now throw him in the river. What? The river? Can he do that? See the hat? That means I'm Pope. P-O-O-P Pope. You better 3-point that bitch into the briny deep right quick, or I'm gonna raise hell. Tiago. Metaphorically. So they throw him in the river. This whole thing caused an uproar among Formosus supporters, and after Formosus' corpse was allegedly seen performing miracles at the riverbank, Stephen ended up being overthrown, imprisoned, and executed by strangulation. The body, now slimy and disgusting, was fished out of the Tiber and reinterred in St. Peter's Basilica, where it rests to this day. Next, we'll talk about John the 12th. This guy already looks like one of my characters. Why don't we just, yeah, there we go. This guy ascended to the throne when he was just 18 years old, which is insane. If I was elected world's biggest hat wearer at that age, you better believe things would get real unpapal real quick. I'm talking gambling, hookers, setting fires, and toasting to the devil. And wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, some of these popes, folks, there was a secret passage that they could use to sneak out of the Vatican so they could go engage in acts with women that they didn't want to be seen doing. Let's put it that way. Okay. So that passage is shut down now. I'm just saying that there was a lot of corruption and stuff going on. And by the way, a lot of the popes at the time were elected simply through bribing enough cardinals with lands and money and things like that to vote for them.
But these are all things John the 12th did. It said that he took the sacred palace and literally made it into a whorehouse. Matter of fact, while researching the guy, I stumbled across this list of sexually active popes.
Yep.
This is a real Wikipedia article. Take a hike, toilet paper orientation. Daddy's got a new favorite. John is featured prominently on this list, of course. He had a thing for widows for some reason. Personally, I'm not big on weepy old hags. I'm more of a carefree young hag type of guy, but to each their own. He also banged his niece a bunch, which not the most most virtuous act, but, you know, Middle Ages and bloodline, fucking whatever. His playboy lifestyle eventually caught up to him, though, leading to the Synod of Rome, where everyone got together to talk about what a piece of shit he is so they could kick him off the throne. Besides all the deviancy, there was a lot of things they had problems with. For one, someone once offered John some money to ordain a 10-year-old as a bishop, and he was just like, alright, I would have done it for free, honestly. Look how big those robes are on him.
Like I said, the bribery, it was essentially all very corrupt and bribed, okay?
That's hilarious. He also had a deacon ordained in a horse stable, just like, oh, for fuck's sake, alright, let's get this over with. Shouldn't we be doing this in, like, a church? Listen, bucko, if it's good enough for Jesus to be born in, it's good enough for you to have your little cardinal party. No, sir, not cardinal, he's just a deacon. Not if you keep running your mouth, you aren't. He also liked going on hunting trips now and then, generally considered to be something popes don't do, although my suspicion is that they were just tired of cleaning his big stupid camo hat every time. Probably his worst act, though, was putting on a helmet, followed closely in second by the time one of his subdeacons got on his nerves, so he literally cut off his dick and murdered him. So between all this and some conflicts with Otto I of the Holy Roman Empire, John was uncanonically ousted in 963. Except as soon as Otto left Rome, nobody was there to pressure him off physically anymore, so John was like, lol, just kidding, rounded up all his groupies, kicked the new pope off the throne, and continued his role like nothing happened by early 964. But just a few months later, fate caught up with John, and he died the way he lived. Committing adultery. Now let's be real, we all have our little guilty pleasures in life. Some people like a nice bag of Cheetos, others like scented candles, or poorly drawn educational videos. Alexander VI liked watching horses fuck.
Oh my god.
According to Vatican chronicler Johann Burckhardt, he would specifically arrange for his stallions to be introduced to mares in heat outside his palace, and he'd stand up on his balcony to watch them violently mate, which just tickled him pink for some fucking reason, and he'd laugh uproariously during the entire spectacle. He also once threw a party in the palace called the Banquet of Chestnuts, also referred to as the Joust of Whores. Wait a minute.
Oh, wow.
Horse jousting. Horses banging. Was dyslexia a thing back then? Nah, but during the banquet, Alexander had 50 of Rome's finest raggedy harlots line up and strip down for him and his guests, which, by the way, included 2 of his children, which, by the way, he had many children, but at this point hardly a concern. Guests began throwing chestnuts at the ladies, who got down on their hands and knees and scrambled frantically, like the cook at Denny's when I held him at gunpoint, trying to collect as many as they could. After this went on for a while, Alexander was like, alright kiddos, game time. Whoever can bang the most broads before the night's over wins Rome's finest silks, and the only condition is that anybody who makes a joke about nutting on someone's chest gets disqualified. It's too easy. This is all according to that one Johann guy, mind you. Some secondary sources differ pretty significantly on the more lurid details of all this, so do take it with a grain of salt. But at the same time, this guy was the official record taker for the ceremonies he was involved with, so it seems equally likely to me that the other guys just wanted to save a bit of face, but who knows. In the end, primary sources are usually the most reputable source of information. After all, what better way to learn about stuff than from people who have direct experience in the subject? That's why you need to try Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes in design. Skillshare's got all the research million people already learning on Skillshare today with a special.
Okay. Thank you, Tiago. Okay, I'm surprised he didn't mention the Borgias who murdered people, who bribed people, murdered people, disappeared people. Caroline Leavitt is official White House oh, is she live right now, Macy? Or are you just, I'm sorry, are you talking about something else? Okay, let's see what else we got on Discord here. Oh, I know, right, Tiago? There's a lot to mention when it comes to the old popes there. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, here. Is Vintage Ninja here? Okay, well, that's good. Ooh. Oh, that looks good. I'm gonna watch something Macy sent us real fast here.
Great. The new GoDaddy Arrow has AI marketing tools to help small
I don't know what this is about.
businesses easily.
All right, so this is called, this is bizarre. What did I just watch? We will see what it's about. I suspect it has something to do with politics, which is great. So we'll take a look. Okay. So let's see what this is.
Why not? I promise you guys, there are not many videos with an opening as funny as this video is. And listen, while I do think it's very important that the Food and Drug Administration inspects foods before it comes across our borders, inspects them again before it goes on our shelves, and definitely inspects and recalls them before it gets to our table if it's not good for us. This right here is proof that we need term limits, and we also need age limits for people who represent this country.
No.
This shit is hilarious.
Mr. President, this is a photograph of the alien from the movie Alien.
Okay.
This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw, frozen shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries.
Holy shit. Can you imagine what serious people in serious countries think when they turn on American TV and they see this shit? And I'm sure this isn't hyperbole. I'm sure he's about to back this up with straight facts. But before I show you that,
I don't even know what to say about that. That is what?
Tell me this guy isn't contemplating every single decision he's ever made in his life that has led him to the point where he's sitting here next to John Kennedy talking about God knows what.
Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. In late August, the FDA found that raw frozen shrimp from Indonesia
Oh my God, spit it out. Why is he taking so long? Just get to the point.
was being sold in Walmart. Specifically in Walmart stores in Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Arkansas,
thank you,
Florida,
Epsilon. I know.
Georgia, Kentucky,
What the hell?
Louisiana, Missouri, Mississippi, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Texas, and West Virginia.
I'd like to state for the record that he named off a lot of red states. And we know, statistically speaking, those are some of the least educated states in the United States of America. But I'm going to let him finish.
You're right, Duk Duk. It is a laughing stock.
It was being sold under the Walmart label called the Great Value label. If you eat it, how could you end up looking like the alien in the Alien?
You're right. Kennedy is.
Because the shrimp was radioactive. I kid you not.
Oh my God. You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Okay.
It had a radioactive isotope in it called cesium-137. It'll kill you. Even if it doesn't turn you into the alien if you eat this stuff, I guarantee you'll grow an extra ear.
What?
Or you might just sound as dumb as me. Listen, I don't even want you guys to have to listen to the rest of that. But basically,
So Kennedy is a lunatic. He has said things before that are just like batshit crazy. Like, obviously, I mean, he's a Republican. Of course he has. But Jesus Christ.
the FDA recalled this shrimp before it was eaten by anyone. Luckily, because you'd either look like that alien, die, or grow a third ear. But what I want to talk about here is that if this guy is so concerned about this,
right, Epsilon?
he might want to talk to Donald Trump, who made so many cuts to the FDA when he got in office that he had to go back and rehire some of the people. So the people who are responsible for making sure we don't eat that type of shit, the people who are responsible for making sure we recall all of that, Donald Trump made cuts to it. And this guy, Kennedy,
that's a really good point, folks. Sometime on stream, I'm going to read to you who, you know what? Okay, I'm going to ask a question in chat here. Who here has heard of or read the book called The Jungle by Upton Sinclair? I'm going to ask a question in chat. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But I am very curious as a teacher who here has heard of it and who here hasn't. Okay. All right. Start a poll. Have you heard of The Jungle? That's okay. The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. You read it, Long Beach Dragon? Oh, that's great teaching there, okay? Because there was a time, folks, where we did not have the Food Safety Administration, okay? Okay, I'll start the poll. And let me tell you, looks like so far, looks like a lot of you have heard of it, okay? Okay, yeah, 71%, excellent. Now, the time before, only 50% now, okay. The time before we had the Food and Drug Administration, folks, it is disturbing. I will read to you a passage from it sometime on stream, but like meat packers and stuff were doing things like chopping up stray cats and rats and throwing it in with the meat. I am not joking. Or using the blood from the food that they were cutting up to paint the walls of their factories. Or, for example, they might leave a barrel of newly sliced up meat open, and then rats would get into it and drown, and they would just leave the rats in there and grind it all up together into sausage. Like, I'm not trying to gross anyone out. Well, I am kind of, okay? But this is like, yeah. So, yeah, it was horrific. And that book, The Jungle, was a journalist's attempt to uncover all this stuff. Or something else they would do. If meat had if the meat had turned bad, they would add a chemical to it to make it look good and make it smell better before serving it as discount meat. So again, that was before we had all these agencies that protect the food, and the Republicans are trying to dismantle that. So good luck to all of us. I hope what we're eating isn't dead rats, cats, and things like that. And it's insane. It is insane that the Food and Drug Administration is being, yeah, you're right, Long Beach Dragon, precursors to pink slime. Right, Tiago? Yeah, barely, right? We're not really. So again, that changed because of The Jungle, and yet the Republicans want to go back to a time before that. They want to go back to a time before lead was present everywhere. Okay, I mean, back to when lead was present everywhere. So the insanity cannot be understated. Okay, all right.
He was out there like, I like what Doge is doing. I like all the cuts that they're making. Yeah, those cuts are going to cause some of us to look like that alien, die, or grow a third ear.
Right, Jonas?
What you're so concerned about. My goodness. What the hell did I just watch? And this guy has been in office before Donald Trump. So that means the dumbing down of America started way before Trump. And that's crazy.
Absolutely it did.
That's
absolutely it did. I'm kind of surprised. I don't know if this guy is surprised, but he seems surprised. I'm not sure why he's surprised. Yeah, it's been going on for a while. Okay, I'm going to do a stream sometime on anti-intellectualism and post-truth movements. America has been that way for a long time.
Crazy because it's gotten much more dumb. But that guy was elected before Donald Trump was ever president. That dude should not be in office anymore. Like, seriously. And I've seen him wig out in interviews before. But this right here is crazy. Yeah. He shouldn't be in office. And I don't care if he was just trying to sound the alarm for things that are going on. We have people in place. We have government entities in place to help with those things. And you are out here applauding all the cuts made. Like, there were 3,500 cuts that were made to the FDA. Again, so bad that they had to go back, find these people, and rehire them.
Jesus, yeah.
The dude you think is the great president of the United States is making cuts to an organization that somehow is keeping me and you from looking like this alien, dying, or growing a third ear. My goodness, we are in fucking bizarro world right now. We really are.
Oh, it's so true.
Period.
Yeah, no, Louise Hutch. That's a great point. Louise Hutchinson. Yeah, the dumbing down, by the way, folks, is not only happening in the United States. It's happening in the UK. It's happening in other places in Europe. Okay, a lot of it has to do with neoliberalism, which I'll also again talk about sometime on stream. But this is going on everywhere. So yeah, it's a big problem. Okay, guys. Let's see here. Giraffe song. Let's see here. Yeah, no, Jonas, I agree with you. Age isn't really the issue here, right? Like Bernie Sanders is elderly at this point, but he's still very competent and things like that. The issue is the people that are in there that are old who don't change their minds or don't refuse to look at anything new. Okay. Let me see what else we got here, folks, in the Discord. Thank you, Tiago. Thank you very much. Bye, Tiago. Enjoy your time with your friends. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, reactions here. All right. Ooh, is Doug on the left still here? Well, actually, I'm gonna hold off on that, but I will watch it at some point, Doug on the left. Thank you, Yaha, for the thank you for the that one. I'm gonna wait to react to those. I'm gonna do a stream on the UK at some point here. Okay, let's watch. Oof. Gosh, there's a lot of good ones. We'll do this one for now. This is another one by Macy here. I'm not trying to play favorites, but I'm just trying to say okay, let's watch it. This is from Macy.
Adobe Acrobat Studio is all new. What can PDF spaces with AI do? Drag in research, drop in thoughts. Watch AI pull insights from your docs. You did your thing. It's time to share. Then let your team build from there. Now you can do.
Macy, real fast, where's this giraffe thing you're telling me about? I don't see it. The giraffe thing, Macy. Am I blind here? Right. Macy, do you know where that is by chance? Macy, where is it? I don't see it. I would like to watch it. I just don't see it. I might be blind here. Okay. Macy, I'm gonna watch something else for now, but repost it if you don't mind, and so I can find it. I don't know where it is, but I'm gonna watch this from Macy.
Fuck
this
you.
is
Fuck you. What are you waiting for?
Okay, so this is a message. Oh, thank you, Macy. Okay, I'm going to watch this first. This is really short, so I'll watch this. So, folks, this is this is from Status Quo, which is a great organization. It says here, it's a message from ICE to ICE from an indigenous elder. Okay, oh, I'm excited for this. We don't talk about Native Americans nearly enough. Let's see what they has to say here, okay? All right, let's watch this. Okay, here we go.
Fuck you. Fuck you. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? All this fucking talk about arresting me? He's on the sidewalk. All this fucking talk about arresting me?
You're gonna push him on the sidewalk and arrest him?
They threatened to arrest us. And I said, go ahead and arrest me. And they chicken shit it out. They took a bunch of other people here, but they had one of their cops pull me off the road. I want to be arrested. Because these guys should know fucking Ahmed, right here, Ahmed, should know fucking better. Trump put a Muslim ban on you people.
Badass.
You know that? Trump put a Muslim ban. He doesn't want you here. Well, let me explain why I'm here. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm an elder. And when I was younger, I did all this. And when I was younger, I did go to jail for these things. But I'm not supposed to do this. Yeah. My job as an elder is to teach our young people love.
Yep.
And
so, folks, in a lot of Native American societies, by the way, we should take a little bit of hint from this. Older folks in those societies are greatly honored, okay? In our society, youth is honored. So a lot of times elderly people in the United States culturally are viewed as a burden on society, which is disgusting, and it's something that we culturally need to change. It's not the same in Native American society. Maybe we should take a note from that.
One of the major problems that happened to Native Americans in Canada and in the United States were the boarding schools. And the boarding schools created such trauma.
Really, Alan? Jeez.
The people who went through the boarding schools were so traumatized. When they went home, they couldn't tell their children they loved them. They weren't able to hug them. So the new movement with my elder people is we teach our people to love each other. We never leave the house. Never leave the house without telling our families that we love them. And I extend that to all people. And this is sort of, in some ways, my last stand. This is my last time to really get to, to be heard. I love this guy. I love this Muslim. But I just want him to hear me. And sometimes the only way for somebody to be heard is to make a lot of noise.
Absolutely. Hero.
And
hero.
I'll probably go home and I'll probably cry about this. But that's something I have to live with.
Oh my God. Amazing. Amazing, folks. If he can do it, folks, we can do it. Okay. Yeah, the haka. We should watch it on stream sometime. The woman who did the haka in the New Zealand Parliament. Amazing job there. I'm gonna watch this one now. Thank you, Macy, again here for this one. Oh, I got you, Macy. Okay.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store.
All right, folks. So this one
preloaded
with this is called Jeffrey Epstein Files Release Party at the White House. Okay. Oof. Oh, this will be fun.
Oh, hell yeah, we got the files! We got the Epstein files! Look at this! Oh. We did it! Fuck
oh, man.
That's what
Young man.
Say it again, I say fuck guys! Cause they're not our friends, they don't need to erase brown people. Fuck guys!
Yeah, we do. We all need each other during these times, Espion.
Fuck guys!
And guys, I'm not saying this for self-promotion, but you really all should join the Discord. We have a really good community in there that's very supportive of each other. Like, we need that in these times. If you don't need that sort of community, you don't need to join the Discord, but it's amazing to watch how people support each other there.
They're not our friends, we gotta... And one more time, we don't need them wasting all the taxpayer money.
I love it. Is he?
Cup was on the Jeffrey Epstein plane. Cup was on the Jeffrey Epstein plane. Chasing around young girls, put ketchup on his ear. He even had himself a beer. Trump was on the Jeffrey Epstein plane. Trump was on the
Jeffrey Epstein plane.
He was chasing around young girls, put ketchup on his ear. Even had himself a beer. Everybody, fuck guys. That's what I just said. Everybody, fuck guys. Cause they're not our friends. They just fuck guys. Cause they hate brown people and they're wasting all the taxpayers' money. Fuck guys. I need it from you. Come on. Fuck guys. Let's say it again. Let's do it. Fuck guys. Cause they're not our friends. They're wasting all the taxpayer money. Trump was on the Jeffrey Epstein plane. Trump was on the
Jeffrey Epstein plane.
Chasing around young girls, put ketchup on his ear. He even had himself a beer. Trump was on the Jeffrey Epstein plane. Trump was on the
Jeffrey Epstein plane.
Young man, you better cover your ass. Young man, here comes Matt Gates.
Here comes Matt Gates. I love it. He's dressed like a giraffe.
Fuck guys! Stay away from the brown, I say. Fuck guys! Stay away from my town, I say. Fuck guys! Because you're not a good friend if you're taking away all the brown people. Fuck guys! Trump was on the
Epstein plane.
Trump was on the Jeffrey Epstein plane.
Flights.
He was chasing around young girls with ketchup on his ear. He even had himself a beer. Trump was on the
Jeffrey Epstein plane.
Trump was on the
Jeffrey Epstein plane. Oh, I love this. This sign in the background, it says pedophile of the United States for POTUS. I love it. Love it. Love it.
Young man, you better hide your ass. Young man, here comes Matt Gates. All right, let's dance it out.
Dance it out.
You guys are wonderful.
Oh, me too, Jonas. Me too.
Yeah, that's it. Go, guys. Hell yeah. We're gonna do this when we're at the size of our scene.
Oh, this woman's sign too. If you treat us like Russia, we'll fight like Ukraine. Based. Free Ukraine and free America at this point.
We're gonna do this. We don't need to blow up Teslas. We don't need to be angry. We just need the Grateful Dead parking lot here again. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make love, we're gonna be hilarious, and we're gonna troll MAGA just by being awesome. Good night, God bless.
Oh my God, I love it. Oh. Love it, folks. That is some revolutionary optimism right there. We definitely need more of that, okay? The joy, the joy of resisting, the ecstasy of resisting. Okay, guys, let me see what else we got here. Let's see. Okay, let's do. Yeah, let me see here. I think this is a good one. We'll do this one real fast. Or maybe we won't here. Let me see. Okay, I like this one. We'll do this one. This is from Alan. This will be kind of a funny one, I think. So
I've recently come to learn that a lot of founders and marketers don't quite know how to look up their competitors' marketing strategies. I personally like using this with the startups that I work with to look up what channels the top competitors
Louise,
are using to market
I'll fix
their
it real fast. So it's possible that it expired, Louise. Let me just repost it in chat here. Let me okay. So I'll repost it in chat. Here it is, Louise. It is in chat now. If you click on that, it should get you there. So, folks, this is a video. You all know
Karl Marx has been.
I've been reacting to PragerU videos, which is very popular in America. Yeah, no problem, Louise. And it is like big in America. It's a propaganda. It's like a right-wing propaganda thing that Trump is promoting to be used in American classrooms. And this is a comic version of it, where this guy has edited it to make it pro-Marxism. Okay, he's edited the video to make the PragerU video, which is right-wing propaganda, pro-Marxism. So let's see what he did to it.
Karl Marx has been dead for well over a century, yet Marxism lives. There must be good reasons why it has endured. Their responsibility for the misery in their lives belongs to the capitalist system. If we can just get rid of that, we can eliminate poverty, inequality, exploitation, class conflict, war, and alienation. Marxism assures us that this socialist utopia is close at hand, available to all, not in some distant future or in the next life, but here and now.
It's shocking that they actually included a lot of these phrases and stuff in the original video, that he could actually make it this way. That's amazing.
We have to do is overcome one little obstacle.
Dennis Prager.
The blame belongs to capitalism. The most common interpretation of Marx's philosophy suggests that he opposed capitalism because it creates an unjust world of inequality, exploitation, and class conflict. This is true. The more money and material possessions one acquires, the more estranged one is from his true humanity. Not only is money, that is capital, inherently corrupting, but the acquisition of it can't be done honestly or fairly. The rich got rich by exploiting the worker. Only by bringing the privileged down can the underprivileged be brought up. In a remarkably short period of time, the philosophy of Karl Marx changed the course of history, from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. According to Marx, money and the pursuit of it ruined everything. Once a person's subsistence, one's daily bread, was distributed on the basis of need rather than greed, man's natural communal affections, long suppressed by his capitalist overlords, would be renewed. Marx anticipated that many would object, especially the owners and managers that had a large stake in the capitalist system. Friendly persuasion wasn't going to get the job done. No more ego, no more self-interest. Instead, everybody working for the benefit of everybody else. Peace, love, and harmony. Who wouldn't aspire to live in such a world? The powerful exploit the weak, crushing the majority's noble aspirations, your aspirations, just so they can have more. It's unfair and unjust. Needs become demands, and demands become rights. Engraved on Karl Marx's tombstone in Highgate Cemetery in North London are the following words. The philosophers have only interpreted the world in various ways. The point, however, is to change it. Marx demands that the intellectual class, the professors,
Right, Jonas. This doesn't make sense. Are you saying that a system that focuses on the needs and happiness of citizens isn't evil? Jonas, you're sounding like a communist, Jonas. I might have to ban you from chat.
of law, sociology, history, women's studies, anthropology, journalism, and so on come out of the ivory tower and join the barricades to see themselves not as the preservers of the dusty past, but the creators of a new and glorious future. Workers of the world unite to destroy the evil that is capitalism, create the good that is communism.
Wow.
Marxism leads a society toward a utopian vision of pure freedom in which the individual is liberated from the false consciousness of capitalism.
Jesus.
The old socialism, the kind Karl Marx dreamed up, was all about the working class, the sort of blue-collar worker. Meet Herbert Marcuse.
By the way, folks, Herbert Marcuse is the one who came up with the term repressive desublimation, which we talked about in stream. That's Herbert Marcuse who did that.
Born in Berlin in 1898, Marcuse fled Germany at the dawn of the Nazi era. Marcuse moved to California, where he joined the University of California at San Diego. You'd think that living in a paradise like Southern California, with all the comforts and privileges of academic life, might have softened Marcuse's Marx-like hatred of capitalism. But it was not to be. If anything, the more he prospered, the more he wanted to bring the system down. College students, they would be the recruits for what he termed the great refusal, the repudiation and overthrow of free market capitalism. They were looking for meaning, a form of self-fulfillment that went beyond material gratification.
There are many in the West who find it difficult, unpopular, or just plain embarrassing to defend capitalism. American socialists seek a more enlightened socialism. Recently, the chief executives of some of America's largest companies changed their self-definition. They said companies should focus on customers, workers, and communities. This is just politically correct nonsense. A company that cheats its customers, mistreats its workers, and abuses its community, it's what they have to do to survive in our capitalist system.
Oh my God.
Profits are what keep a business
They're just
going
saying it.
and allow it to thrive. You don't need an advanced economics degree to understand this.
Democratic socialism means everyone has a seat at the table and everybody gets a slice of the pie. If a majority of people working through their elected representatives declare something to be a public entitlement, say free college or free health care, then they are justified in extracting resources from those who create wealth to pay for it. Genuine popular control over government institutions is a mirage.
It's pretty amazing, actually. With
I
Monday
know, right?
Sales CRM,
They really should have. That was amazing. Really well done. Really, really well done there. Okay. Okay, folks. So, let me. I'm gonna come back to my face here. All right. I think those are the only reactions we'll do today. But let me just want to chat with you all a bit. You should pull the picture I sent in reactions. Okay, sure, I'll do that, Alan. Let me see here. What is the picture here? Um. mm, is it the one with JD Vance, Brian Krasenstein, and okay, yeah, I think that's the one. I'll pull it up real fast. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. So, folks, this apparently is from Twitter. I don't know if is it real. Do we know that it's real? I'm guessing it is real. I mean, it seems like it would be. I would have to confirm, but this right here, I'll put it back up here. I'm sorry you can't see it right now. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, Captain Trips, are you having a little baby, um, what's the term? Little snowflake moment. You can't handle the truth. Is that what's going on here, Captain Trips? I'm so sorry. Um, Here, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Everything is okay. All right. I know reality is hard for you. Okay, it must be a real struggle out there, Captain Trips. So yeah, I know. It's okay. We all love you. We support you. I'm sorry that you lack any sense of reality or any self confidence. Okay. Yeah, real sorry for you, okay? And no need to cry, no need to cry. I see you have all those emojis of you crying, okay? Some might say that's a sign of a really deep mental illness that you have all those crying emojis. It looks almost uncontrollable. Alas, I'm really sorry for what you're going through. Okay. All right. So let me so this right here, folks. So this is uh a uh so we got this is just, I guess, from Twitter here. Okay. JD Vance, killing cartel members who poison our fellow citizens is the highest and best use of our military. Um, and then Brian Krasenstein, killing the citizens of another nation who are civilians without any due process is called a war crime. And JD Vance responded, I don't give a shit what you call it. So that's monstrous. That is very, very monstrous. Okay. So yeah, that's the country we live in now. That's the country we live in now. Don't you all love it? Don't you all love it? So, all right. So that's horrific. Okay. Um, yeah, 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 exactly. Long Beach Dragon. Okay. All right. So, okay. All right, guys. We, what we're gonna do, what I'm gonna, so I just want to chat with you for a little bit, folks. For the last few minutes here. Um, Give me a second here. I'm trying to figure out where did I put my face? Where did I put my face? All right. Okay, face. There we go. Okay. Oh, by the way, folks, I don't mean offense to anyone. I don't mean offense to anyone who does have a mental illness. Okay. I have a mental illness. Okay. ADHD, etc. So, what we're experiencing in chat is actually much worse than that. So anyway, um, um, thank you, Captain Tripp. I agree. I hope America becomes socialist soon. Thank you. It'd be good for you too, Captain Tripp. So yeah. All right. Anyway, so let's chat a bit, folks. That was the last That was the last bit there. All right. What was I gonna? Okay. Um. All right. Okay. So, oh, okay. So, how's everyone doing? Everyone doing well? Um, everyone doing okay? We're coming to the end of the stream. We have a few more minutes here, but then we'll see what people are saying here in the chat. Okay. Take care, Tiago Jonas. Doesn't make any sense. You saying a system that focus, right? Okay. I hope the animator. Careful, Jonas. Yep. Yep. All right. So Loki's a yeah, they should. They really should rename it, given all the hate they're getting. So, you should pull up the picture. Okay, did that petition to buy YouTube Premium. Hey, I have YouTube Premium, Meowsort on my other account, my personal account. But because of my job and stuff, I didn't want to also get it there. But me not having a job, etc. So maybe once I get a more steady stream of income, I will buy it. Okay. Absolutely. So, okay. All right. Oh, goddamn, my thing is keep getting stuck. Okay. All right, Jonas. JD Vance loves to position himself as a veteran that's anti-war, but advocated for military action. Make it make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't, Jonas. We're living in a post-truth era where everything is backwards. Uh, uh, truth is false. Whatever. Um, Oh my God, Mithril. Why can't we need to have nice things like that here, Mithril. Mithril says I've been given 2 types of inhaler. I'm feeling so much better, thanks. And it didn't cost me a penny under NHS. Absolutely. Yeah, you're totally right, Espion. MAGA should be called MAFA. It's more honest about their goals. Yeah, make America fascist again. I totally agree, Espion. Feels like yeah, it feels like full tummies and alive skids and cool. Yeah, exactly. One. Thank you for that, Macy. Yeah, okay. No, so Mr. Trips isn't here anymore, folks. I banned that individual for the harassment, etc. But I will say, I want people like that also to have free healthcare, childcare, and everything else. Okay. And it's actually quite, it's sad that a lot of folks like that can't see that. It's against their best interests that they don't see that. Okay, but I will say it also it is kind of thrilling. It reminds me of being in a classroom with teenagers when when you have to deal with someone who's doing things like that. But anyway, okay. And no offense to the teenagers in chat. Okay, I'm sure you're all great, but okay. Macy Schroeder, congrats, Mithril. My parents' breathing is just an expensive habit at this point. Yeah, that's disgusting, Macy. I'm so sorry that our healthcare system is horrific. 1A, yeah, yep, Macy. Okay, 100%. Okay, guys. And I will say, luckily, folks, we almost never get trolls in here, so it's good. It's very nice. It's kind of exciting when it happens. All right. So, what I got here? Okay, folks. All right, guys. So, let's do this. I'm going to get off now. Okay. It's basically been an hour. I think we have like 5 minutes. If people don't mind, I am going to get off now because I feel like I don't have much else to say at this point. I will likely come back on. I might not come back on tomorrow. We'll see. I might need to take a day off to do some things, do some videos and stuff. But for now, I'm going to get off, and I think you all know what's coming. All right. You will get more trolls as you grow. Oh, I know, Mithril. Okay, I'm excited for it. And I think right now none of my mods are here, so they will shut down the trolls that do come in. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, Meowzord, am I allowed to leave here? I know I'm giving you. Well, now we only got 5 minutes left, but I hope you all are okay with that. I know you paid for me to be here for another hour. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you, Long Beach Dragon. Okay. Wolf, sure, that's fine, I guess. I was got to get ready to go to a food festival. Oh, that sounds amazing. All right. Okay, guys. So you all know what's coming. I think you all know what I'm going to say. You all know what I'm going to say. Here we go, folks. Ready for it? Are you ready for it? First of all, number one, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Second of all, never stop resisting. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. And that includes when you watch me. I am a human being. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. Get other points of view. Don't just rely on what I tell you. Okay. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. Next here, we are living in a fascist moment in this country, not only here, but in many other places around the world. Fascism thrives in an environment where people have lost faith in their democratic institutions because it's no longer providing for them the things that they need. In order to fight fascism, the best thing you can do is major reforms. We need major reforms in this country and in the other countries that are experiencing this. You cannot stand in the center. If you stand in the center, the fascists will walk all over you. Today, we saw a bunch of candidates who are working to make those reforms. Think about them, look them up, see who in your area might be doing those things, okay? But we need major reforms if we want to fight fascism. Lastly here, on the wall behind me is a sword. The name of that sword is Chainbreaker. Chainbreaker is rumored to have been responsible for the death of 7 slave owners. I have it back there to remind all of you that our ancestors made massive sacrifices for some of the things we have today, some of the freedoms, some of the economic freedoms, some of the civil rights, all of these things that we have because of them. We cannot let their sacrifice go to waste, folks. Please don't let their sacrifice go to waste. So that includes all around the world, okay? Don't let their sacrifice go to waste. And always, always, always fight for a better future. And on that, folks, I loved being with you today. This was really fun. Thank you all, for everyone who donated. Have a good rest of your weekend or day, okay? Bye-bye.